All right, man. Welcome to another BS, man. Let's kick it over to my brother. He loved them titties. Oh my god, I just saw
Who
that.
doesn't love them titties?
Oh my god. So what's up, Jared?
Is there anyone that show does not love them titties?
Probably some women that are listening to us. We do have some fans.
I don't know. Yeah, the two of them are probably listening. But nah, man. What's going on, everybody, man? How are you tonight, Mark?
Doing good, man. Niners,
got another.
Eagles. I'm having a good week.
I moved on, dude. Move on, man. It's time to move on.
I haven't said nothing yet. I'm done.
Anyway,
Monday, I brag and then I stop.
Got to go for those Got to root for those Cowboys this week again, man. Go Dallas! I want to see that dog Sunday night. You know, your dog with the football in his mouth. I want to see that.
I mean, well, at the rate they're going, hopefully it'll be another one added there.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I think that they win this Sunday. It should be a good game, but we'll see.
And thanks to you guys for destroying Eagles there.
That was our pleasure.
Yeah.
Fuck those guys.
I did not think that was going to happen.
Hey, Ryan T. Russell has been very, very quiet.
Well, he should be. Yeah, house.
Oh, we were going at it last year after the NFC Championship, so that's funny.
But anyway, it's time to introduce the guests. We got Joseph Staub, one of our favorite guests with the cool ass Kiss Alive shirt. How you doing, man?
Doing good. Thanks for having me.
Always a pleasure, dude. And then we got the duo now of the Blackspinner Circle Podcast, Al Horta and Andy Rodriguez, man.
Thank
Hey
you,
guys. How's it going?
Talk about an all-star cast for your first one, man. Damn, that was a pretty good cast you had last night.
Thank you.
I watched the whole thing too, guys. It was good.
It surprised me too that I was able to get those guys on there.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, when it comes to Kiss, man, what you say bad or good about them, man, they attract people, man. They really do. They're a conversation piece. That's definitely.
Listen, Decibel Geek, I mean, when I started listening to them, it was like fucking a lot of Kiss content. I mean, those guys were about Kiss, but the nice thing about that, and that's kind of the way I modeled my channel, was kind of after them, because I could have went all Rush, dude, with the name of my channel and everything, but I decided not to, because I love so many other bands, and for me to talk about Rush like every week and every show and all that, it would just get boring to me, man.
Exactly.
You know? As much as I love them, and you got three sides of the coin. I mean, every fucking show they do is about Kiss, dude. And I'm like,
yeah.
And but they find content to talk about. It's like, how the hell do you come up with ideas, man? Like after like 10 years of like doing it.
I mean, three sides. I listen to them. I used to listen to them. I don't listen to them as much as I did, but they always find fresh content on Kiss. They really do.
Yeah. It's like, the photographer who fucking took the picture on the back of like Alive or something. I don't know. They interview them, and it's like, it's like, and kudos to them. That's cool. But I just couldn't see myself just kind of doing like the same band over and over. And as much, I mean, Rush is my number one, dude, but I can't.
Right.
I just love so much other music, and I know fans. I know Rush. I know there's fans that I know of Rush and Kiss, and they only exclusively like listen to them. I'm like, dude, I can't do that, dude. I gotta listen to other stuff, man. But there's people out there that do that. So, not me, man. I can't do it, bro.
I need a variety, dude. I'm
man.
Even from rock, man. I need some new wave or some alternative, or maybe some Frank Sinatra, man. Stuff like that.
I love Zeppelin and Floyd, but if I couldn't stand to do like nothing but them every week, that would just bore me to death. I think, man. I mean, it really would.
Well, I mean, there will be times when like I'll go into like a deep dive, like I'll fucking, and then for a week straight or something, I'll just listen to nothing but them. But then that's about as far as I go, dude. Like after that, I'm like, all right, I'm good. Let's move on, So
a deep dive might last about a week for me, and then after that, I'll get away from it for like a while, like a long while. But I love doing deep dives.
I tell you what, I've been doing deep dive into Beatles lately, man. I'm telling you, man, I was never a huge Beatles fan. With the last few weeks, I'm telling you, man, I'm starting to see what you guys see in the Beatles, man. I really am. I mean,
I think
welcome.
there doesn't
Please,
go
thank you.
I ordered, for some reason I ordered the remixes, but I haven't freaking got them there on back order for some reason. I guess they're selling like hotcakes. So
they are.
Yeah. They're hard to keep in stock right now. That's crazy.
You're looking to get like you're looking to get like what, vinyl of them or
no? They're CDs.
Of the red and the blue, right? Is that what you're talking about?
Red and the blue. Yeah. I got those two in the Little River Band remasters. I got the one, no problem getting the Little River Band ones, but the Beatles ones are kind of tough. Man.
they're all.
Hey man, I love Little River Band, dude.
Same, they're a great band.
A fucking great band, dude. Yeah.
I'm not laughing because that's corny. I'm not. That's a great. I mean, it's just like you went. Yeah, man, deep diving or getting Beatles and Little River Band. You know what I mean?
Well, come on. I mean, it's the Beatles, man.
No, it's awesome. That's great.
But Little River Band's kind of like an America band, right? America.
Oh, they're
Australian.
No, he's talking about the type of music.
No, they're rock and roll.
Reminiscing is kind of like
they have a variety to their sound a little bit.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah,
you heard of Lonesome Loser. I'm sure
that sounds like Kansas.
Oh, well,
Night Owls.
Yeah.
Cool Change. Lady.
Like radio hits.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Good band. They really are good hits. They're originally an Australian band, but they're an interesting story of what not to do and what not to sign, because every member that's in the band now is American. There's not a single original member left. There hasn't been in like 20-something years.
Okay. The oldest one is the bass player that sang a couple hits in the early 80s. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Oh,
it's really
from Australia.
Yeah. Original band. Yep.
They were kind of like a super group. It was a bunch of people who were kind of a little bit famous in Australia beforand, and then they all got together.
Yeah, one of the guitars was in like band Zoot with Rick Springfield. And there was a band called Mississippi. I don't know if you ever heard of them.
No, I've never heard of any of these bands.
Cool, they're good. They're cool bands. Man. Just check them out, man. Yeah, good bands.
Yeah, I will. Thank you very, very much, because I just know like their radio hits, which is like 2 songs. That's about it.
They got more than 2 radio hits, but I hear what you're saying though. I mean, you heard Lady. You heard Lady, right? Don't be thinking that I don't want you, because maybe I do. You heard that song,
I didn't.
Hey, he's taking over karaoke duties.
Probably
tonight.
Take It Easy on Me. You probably heard
Take It Easy on Me.
That's good.
Help Is on the Way.
Help Us on the Way. Yep, good song.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Little
River Band getting some praise tonight. Cool.
Yeah.
I found out that they were Australian. I did not know that.
Oh. The more you know. That's one to grow on. Let's get
real
some
cool, real cool story. One more thing, one real cool story about them. If you look at the history of them, they lost all their rights, to play in the United States under their name. The original members, it's really an interesting story.
I see.
Anyway, Mark, go ahead.
Oh man, what are we doing tonight? You didn't say what we're going to do before we get. It's your pick, man.
We are doing what we think is our favorite live albums. I've been wanting to do this one for a while, but for some reason I never picked it. But I finally did, and got some cool people. I'm sure we're going to have a lot of cool opinions, some different ones, and I have a feeling we're going to have a couple of the same ones on here. But that's all well and good. So anyway, let's get started with the BS, dude.
All right, man. We got some good BS tonight. I put this up about Falling in Reverse's Ronnie Radke claims he's the first rap and metal singer. And Al, you put up a comment. What was that comment, man? That was hilarious.
He should fall in reverse into the Grand Canyon. I mean, come on, bro. Where's his timeline at?
Right.
Oh my god! But what do you think about that?
He's never heard of fucking like Linkin Park, or he's never heard of fucking Anthrax and fucking
Run DMC,
and So what was his comment actually? So what was his actual comment? That he's the first.
I just took the headline and just wanted to talk.
What's the headline? What's the headline of it?
Falling in Reverse's Ronnie Radke claims being the first rap and metal singer that he is.
But he's not, so.
Yeah, he's way off. He's like 40, 50 years.
I mean, I can show a fucking thing right here that goes back like 30 years. Let's talk about this right here.
That's a good one.
Fucking dude, man. It's a lot of rap and metal on here, dude. But I know it's collaborations. I know it's rock and rappers collaborating, but
yeah, but it's been done. Who knows how many times?
It's been done, man.
Hey, you know what Anthrax said? They say rap and metal can never mix, and all of them can suck a
big fat. No.
Oh man,
sexual organ located in the lower
abdominal area.
Yo, man, it's Dick.
Watch the beat.
Jerry
hate
hates
that fucking song.
Jerry
I hate
hates
that
it.
fucking
It's
song.
funny. It's comedy.
But it's hilarious.
Listen to it as comedy and not music. Think of it as still
Joey
Panther.
fucked up. Joey fucked up.
All right, man. What do you think about that dude, Joseph?
Never heard of this guy before in my life.
He was the one using tape. He lost their laptop. Remember, he's the one who lost his laptop.
Yeah,
I've never listened to this band in my life.
Either have I, but it's funny.
It's kind of funny, but I mean, nobody really cares because the dude, he's not the first rap and metal singer. I mean, even if you like we said, Anthrax, even freaking throw Fred Durst out there. I don't care. Blondie. But like, it's not this guy.
Body count.
Ice-T.
Body count.
Yeah. Debbie Harry. Debbie Harry was rapping on Rapture.
Yeah, she was a metal, but
still,
yeah,
but it was rock. Yeah.
Hey, Paul Stanley rapped.
No, that's true. I am cool. I am the breeze.
Oh my
God,
God,
that a cringy lyric.
By the way, that Blackspinner Circle episode last night, man, I enjoyed it. You guys, like he said, you got all stars on there. That was fucking amazing. I gave you guys a thumbs up from this podcast.
And
thank you,
man. Listen,
and I shared it. Told people to subscribe to your channel. You only got 77 subscribers, man. Fucking
no, I don't know how to increase it.
Click that.
Al's got all the
You just need to bug people.
Viewers. Huh?
You just need it. Yeah, Al says, "Hey, come."
It'll grow, dude. Don't worry.
Yeah, it'll grow. Al told me mine, and this one grew. Man, we did good on this one.
Yeah.
But what do you think
about
about
that? I don't really worry about it.
I just want to give you guys credit and tell people on this show, get on the Blackspinner Circle YouTube show.
Yeah, thank you.
And fucking hit that like button, give them thumbs up, and subscribe. Get them to 100 by tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know what, dude? Like, I led the show last night, Andy. We're gonna our thing is we're gonna go back and forth. Like,
cool.
I'm hosting.
Andy's gonna have his idea show. He'll be the lead, and we're gonna go flip flop. And I led the show last night. I gotta say, man, I know Chris, Aaron, and Ralph, but I don't know, man. In the beginning, I almost had stage fright a little bit.
Right?
I was a little nervous.
You
dude.
were.
But after the first minute or two, it evaporated, bro. It was just like. Because, dude, you let them guys go and they just go, bro. It's like easy. It's like easy as hell, bro.
Yeah, I always felt comfortable. I always felt comfortable with Ralph. It was Aaron and Chris that always made me feel a little, gun shy.
It's kind of the reverse for me. I mean, I'm comfortable with Chris and Aaron because I was on their show years ago. They had me on for Beat the Geek. It was the first time I was ever on their podcast, on their show. And. I mean, on there, I hardly talked because, first of all, I was trying to keep a poker face and try to beat fucking Chris, So I'm trying to have a poker face and not say much, you know what I mean? And Chris even said, like, damn, Al's got to, like, he couldn't read me, dude, like trying to, because I don't know if you guys ever saw that segment or ever, I don't know if any of you guys ever played it or not, but it's a fun show. It's a fun game. And so, like that. After that, like they knew me and I started, I became friends with them and we talked behind the scenes and stuff like that. And I'm comfortable with them. I mean, Ralph, it's like, everybody knows how Ralph is, bro. It's like he can be, a little.
Ralph can be Ralph, yeah.
He can be abrasive and he can be, but whatever, dude. I don't want to talk about him too much because I know you have your issues with him. Mark,
I don't care, dude. Nah,
yeah,
I'm doesn't bug me anymore.
No, okay. So I'm just saying.
I was even gonna say you had all stars Ralph Fiera and Aaron and Chris on.
But Ralph has had me on his show. He invited me on.
I watched that one too, the Rush one. That was a good one.
That was cool as hell. And listen, man, it's for me. I thought of this idea since Kiss was ending, have the final track like ranking thing, and those were the guys that I thought of right away, dude. I'm like, go big or go home, dude. Just fucking do it, you know. And I asked him, and Aaron almost wasn't going to be on. He was like on the fence because he was like, he didn't know the schedule or everything. And then he messaged me. He's like, dude, I'm going to be on and stuff and I'm ready. And I was like, yes, so That was a great show. And Andy, man, I think we did pretty good, dude.
Yeah,
You guys did amazing. Good chemistry there, man. You guys are great. But you get on there mostly every time anyway. So
I'm on Andy's show a lot, so I kind of elbowed my way in there. Andy was like, I might as well just fucking invite this guy on permanently. Goddamn leech anyway.
Might as well do half the work while he's already here.
When Aaron posted the post that he was going to be on and to check your episode out last night, I put, "Hey man, don't get ready for me to invite you for a live too," because we do a live album series, and I think I want to try to get. But Chris is going to be on one of our upcoming episodes coming about Kiss, so I'll split them up again. I need to get them both together one time, but I've had them both on there. Aaron's enough episode killed Chris's Kisses Alice Cooper's episode. And he goes, "Well, Aaron always beats me."
Enough's enough. Are you fucking ribbing me?
Enough's enough got almost 300 downloads, man.
And me, Andy, and Joe, we had Chris on. What was the episode we did? Bands that were in the 80s that had released albums in the 90s.
Yeah.
Good albums in the 90s that got like overlooked. Oh, and Jerry was on there too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was a really good episode.
The only person that was on there was you, Mark. You weren't on that one. So,
yeah.
But Chris,
I don't get invited all the time.
I invite you all the time.
I'm just joking.
But
you invited me for the Kiss one, but I'm glad I didn't go because you had perfect show last night, man.
Well, I mean,
all right.
You're not a huge Kiss fan, dude. So
no, that's why I said I don't think I should do that because I'm not a huge Kiss fan.
So
yeah,
I'm sorry, man. I'm long-winded here.
Who hasn't talked about that douchebag yet?
Who really cares?
The metal rap, the metal rap guy.
No, it's Andy. Andy's turn. I know where.
I think everybody can.
Oh yeah, you can skip me. I really don't care about that dude.
All right, man.
I've never even heard his music. I just know that he says stupid shit when he's out of the news cycle.
Yeah, I'm with Joseph. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? I had no idea who this guy was. Is he the guy that's playing Don Dawkins in the new Dawkins movie? I mean, come on. I've never heard of this fucking guy before.
I watched that horrible Def Leppard documentary.
I remember
on VH1. That was horrible.
But, can I interrupt real quick? Because
Sure.
I have my Facebook on here right now, and in the news feed, it looks like Geddy and Alex are on stage together right now for Geddy's thing in Toronto. His book. It's the last date on his book tour.
Maybe something will be revealed.
And it's at Massey Hall, and it's at Massey Hall in Toronto, where All the World's a Stage was recorded. So. That's kind of cool that they're on stage there. So anyway, that's kind of in the news right now. So,
well, I was going to say a quick thing since we're done with that following in reverse guy, but you brought up Rush, and I told my wife the other day because she's a huge Rush fan. He said, "I don't care what they do. After all, this was their band before Neil was in it. So if they want to do something, they could do whatever the fuck they want, and I wouldn't fucking judge them at all." So what do you think about that, Al? So. Yeah,
I feel the same way. I'll support them whatever they want to do, man. It's their band, it's not our band, and you vote with your wallet. If you feel that like it's not Rush without Neil, don't go, dude. And if I just think I don't really think they'll call it Rush, dude. In my heart,
maybe an evening with Alex and Geddy, or Geddy and Alex. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they can. I think they can sell tickets on their own names, dude, and not even use. Dude, all the hardcore Rush fans are gonna, if they call it Lee and Lifeson, they know who the fuck they are, dude. You know what I mean? So just like I brought this up on another show, just like Page and Plant did in the 90s, they sold out arenas, dude. They didn't have to use the Zeppelin name at all. You know what I mean? Everybody knew who the hell they were. It's the same with Alex and Geddy, dude. They can go out as the duo and bring a drummer. They can have a bigger band. It doesn't matter, dude. Whatever, And they'll sell tickets, man. I'm telling you, dude. They don't need the name. They're one of those rare. They're one of those rare artists that they don't need. Like, dude, David Gilmour. I saw him at Massacre Garden. He sold it out. He didn't use Pink Floyd. He was David Gilmour. Everybody knows who the fuck he is.
Roger Waters, same thing.
Roger Waters, the same thing, dude. They don't need the Pink Floyd name to sell out arenas and stadiums. I saw Roger Waters at Yankee. He sold out 2 nights at Yankee Stadium, dude. It's like, you know.
Dude, you can say what you want about Rajma, but the fucking guy puts on a great show.
Oh,
dude.
the Wall Tour, dude. That's like the greatest
show.
production I've ever seen in my life, ever, man. So that's my take on it. Go ahead, man. Go around.
What about you, Joseph?
I mean, so kind of like what I mean. First of all, I definitely would support it either way. I think they have every right. I mean, it was their band, name or not, they have every right to do it. And kind of off what Al said, I feel like if they do anything on a large scale, I feel like they definitely bring in at least a second guitar player, probably, just because of license, illness, injury, whatever it is with his arthritis. I feel like they'd have something just to make that take a little bit of the stress off Alex, maybe. But I think that would be something they might think about. But.
Yeah. Part of the arthritis in my hand is because of Alex Lifeson's riffs. Trying to figure him out.
Oh, I thought you meant something different.
Nah. Well.
Oh, Jerry, you've been caught.
No, I use the other hand. I don't use.
Okay, terrific.
TMI, man. TMI.
OnlyFans, $25 a month. No, I'm just kidding, dude.
Hey, I just heard Chris say that he would do anti-fans so they wouldn't see him naked to get extra money.
Whatever works. Hey, whatever you can give me money, that's fine. You know,
this is the content you get on a Chris and Aaron show if you become a VIP for $3 a month, man. I like listening to those two talk. I can listen to them all day.
I should subscribe to Patreon because they're good dudes, man.
Yeah, $3 a month ain't shit, dude.
That's nothing, dude. That's a cup of coffee. Fucking
yeah. I still want my guitar pick, Chris, because I did subscribe years ago and I never got my guitar pick.
And Aaron does have a piece of my memorabilia in his house, my vodka, my tequila bottle. So yeah, maybe I will too. So,
Andy, what do you think about Rush?
Yeah, man. I think we talked about this a little while back, but now it looks like it's starting to gain steam of what's transpiring right now as we speak. We both know Lee and Lifeson will do anything that's going to be respectful to the name of Rush and for Neil and for the Rush fans. They will do the right thing. They're not going to do anything salacious or anything that's going to make us question the people that they are, because we followed them for most of our lives, and we kind of know what kind of people they are. So it's whatever they're going to do. We know that they're going to do it right.
What about you, Jerry?
Yeah, I mean, they can do whatever they want. They've earned the right to do whatever they want. And, like I always say before, it's hard to just shut it off. If you're doing something your whole life, just automatically shut it off. It's hard to do. Who knows what Neil told them before, he passed away, if he gave them blessing to continue not. I don't know. We'll never know. But, they can do whatever they want. It's their band. They like I said, Neil, wasn't there at the beginning, but he was definitely the heart and soul of the band. But eventually, I think
they were all equal to me.
Yeah, they can do whatever they want, man. They've earned the right, and they'll draw fans regardless.
Yeah,
man. But before we get to what me and Jerry promised about, what do we do Sunday? Did an extra episode saying we're going to talk about some Kiss news, like the new era of Kiss. But before we get to that, we're going to save that news for last. But I want to talk about we got people who passed away this week. A lot of fucking people, man. Yeah. You guys brought it up on your show last night, Al and Andy. You talk about Miles Goodwin from April Wine, Chad Allen, the Guess Who and BTO co-founder died. Andy sent me all these, so except the Miles Goodwin, he sent me the other two. Danny Lane, Moody Blues, and Wings co-founder dies at 79. Yeah. And before we get into those guys, I just want to say today is December 7th. What happened in December 7th, this day in history?
A day that will live in infamy.
Pearl Harbor.
So my hat's off to the fallen. Oh, man. I'm like tearing up right now. I've seen Pearl Harbor, so it's pretty cool. But I just want to give my...
That must be emotional, man, seeing that.
Oh God, yeah. I put up pictures today of it because I look at Facebook and I go, nobody talks about Pearl Harbor anymore. Like 10 years ago, it was all over Facebook. Nothing. It's like people are forgetting.
I said, well, it's the generation's dying off, man. Like from that.
I was going to say that the human factor of the stories are gone mostly because there's hardly anybody left, from that era that served in that period.
Exactly. And the same will happen with 50 years from now with 9/11. It'll start. That's what I will start feeling.
I'll tell you what, it already has.
It already has. It's already.
I'm a substitute teacher, and I was teaching a class the day after 9/11 this year, and it was a history class. Wow. And the students had a presenter come in on 9/11 to give a whole talk about it, and the next day they were supposed to write a reflection and what they thought about it and everything. And these kids just had no clue. And I realized these kids that are in high school now were born in 2010.
Yep.
And they have no idea. They have no idea of what the context of all of it was. And it shocked me. And I'm like,
I was born in 1970. And I was born in 1970, 28 years after Pearl Harbor. I know what it is. It's just this generation probably doesn't give a fuck. I love history.
Me and you, Mark. It's like, well, we were born. We were young when Vietnam came out. I mean, how much should we talk about Vietnam? You know what I mean?
Well, I know about Vietnam.
When we were in our 20s and stuff. Yeah, we studied it a little bit, but
Platoon came out when we were.
I mean,
it's like we.
I mean, a lot of Americans didn't want to talk about Vietnam.
That's true too.
Born on the 4th of July. All those movies came out, man.
Yeah, but the thing is that we knew about it.
Yeah.
In a very young age. We were 10 years old and we knew about World War II. We knew about Vietnam. We knew about the Korean War. We knew about other historical things that happened before us. But this generation, it's like, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's not taught to them.
It's attention deficit disorder, dude. It's like, it's the attention deficit. I mean, it's a attention deficit disorder, ADD. I think it's more rampant than before because of, technology. It's like, dude, you're focused on something. 5 minutes later, you're fucking you're moved on. It's like, the attention spans are so short these days. It's like, it's ridiculous, man.
Well, yeah, it's like I live literally the school that I teach at is 10 minutes away from Gettysburg, and I guarantee you most of those kids have no clue.
They have no clue
what the context of that is.
Yeah.
Do you know the story about the tombstones?
Which ones?
The ones about how the South had it where it was like you can't sit on it because they don't want any damn Yankees sitting on their grave.
Is that really the reason?
Yeah, that's a real reason.
Well, there's no Confederate graves at Gettysburg.
No, I'm talking about they have Confederate graves though.
Yeah, in like Virginia and stuff. Yeah.
Virginia, where they have it's pointed so nobody can sit on it. So, it's just sad that 10 years ago I was seeing all these posts, even by people our age, aren't even posting it anymore.
I will say that my daughter knows about 9/11. Even she's 15. She's 15 now. But I even though she learned about some of it, a little bit of it in school. But I told her about it and all that stuff. I've even showed her the videos of what happened and stuff. So she knows about it. Every 9/11 she knows about it and reflects on it, even though she wasn't alive during it. But that's only because my wife and I we teach her things too. It's like you can't rely on school all the time.
It starts at home. It really does.
Yeah.
It starts at home.
So
yeah, as an American, that was probably the saddest moment in my life was 9/11.
Dude, I mean, I lived in New Jersey, right across the river, man. And
you were close.
I smelt it in the air, dude. When I went outside of my, and I knew people that I don't know anybody that died in the building, thankfully. But I mean, so many. But my cousin, who was a firefighter in Elizabeth, New Jersey, was on his way over there, and before he got there, it was when the tower collapsed. So, luckily for him, he wasn't in the tower. You know what I mean? So it was a close call for him, man. And stuff, and it affected my wife because her friend worked in the building, but somehow she was late going to work that day and missed the fucking.
Yeah.
There's so many stories. There's so many stories like that, man. It's like, You know, it's amazing, like how lucky some people were. You know, of course, a lot of people were not lucky, but you know.
Well, it affected so many people because I mean, if you didn't live in your, my mom's brother worked in Manhattan, and she had no clue where in Manhattan he worked,
Yeah.
how close it might have been to the trade center, and like, and you couldn't get in touch with anybody, and that
Yeah.
was
No. Yeah.
and so it was one of those things where it's like there were so many unknowns about it that like even people that may not have had specific connections, it was still like there were so many things that was just like, where's it going to happen next? What's going to, is this
Yeah,
it?
I was in San Francisco at the time, and I'm like, holy shit, you know, when are they gonna hit the West Coast next?
Yeah,
you know
well, yeah.
I mean?
What are they going to? Are they going to hit the Golden Gate, or what are they? Are they going to hit something?
Yeah, but that's so odd that you bring that up, because my wife and I were talking about that. We were talking about when 9/11 happened, what other big cities were in very high alert. Yeah. You know, especially here with Houston, the oil, and so much.
They shut everything down, dude. It just everything.
Did. Everything. Yep.
So
Disneyland closed for the first time. Well, they closed since COVID, but that time that was the first time Disneyland closed, because they called me and said, Mark, you got a day off today, but you're getting paid. Don't worry about it. And I go, why? Why aren't I coming into work? He said, turn on the TV. And I turn on the TV and I see the plane right hitting the second tower. And I go, oh my God, what the fuck? You know, that was, they shut, like you said, they shut, even over here, they shut everything down.
Yeah, I was sleeping actually when it started, because like I said, we're 3 hours, you know, behind the East Coast. So I was still sleeping when it happened.
Yeah, I was too. I got up for work. I had
a friend call me and say, "What? Turn on the news. What the fuck is happening?" I turned on. I'm like, "What the hell?" I thought it was like a movie or something at first. It didn't look real, man. It didn't seem real until a couple hours later.
I mean, it still doesn't. You watch the news videos, and it looks like you're watching a movie. It really does.
Yeah, it does, man.
I think Neil Young wrote a great song about that. What is Let's Roll?
Yeah, Let's Roll, about one of the heroes in the flight. I think it was the first plane
that crashed.
Yeah,
in Pennsylvania, wasn't it, or something around there?
It was probably the one that it was probably Flight 93.
The one that
Flight 93 when they made the movie.
Yeah.
And Springsteen with the Rising album, he wrote
that was a great album.
That's a good album.
Great
I play
album.
that every 9/11. First thing in the morning, I play the whole Rising. So good.
It was so great to see the country come together, even through a tragedy. And it's like COVID.
It seems like that's the only way that brings us together. A tragedy.
It feels like that's the last time it happened. That's
last time.
That feels like the last time.
COVID people were fighting left and right. It was horrible.
Yeah, that didn't bring anybody together, and unfortunately, I don't think nothing will again.
No.
I'm pretty bleak out there. But the only thing I've learned to do is I got to do what I got to do, and treat people the way I treat people.
Us five can't control it. We can't. So
we'll
just got to do your best to live your life. And be good people.
Yeah. All right, man. So Pearl Harbor, man, we thank you for your service. Thank you for everything you've done. And the one story about the Arizona, I'll give you guys a quick thing on it. They told us that there's only one surviving member of the Arizona, and each surviving member gets to decide if they want to be interned with their shipmates into the water. And there's one left, and the last one was interned, I think, 2 years ago, and he doesn't want to be there because he promised his wife he'd be buried with her. So hats off to the Arizona, man. You guys got surprise attack. Nobody saw that coming. But let's get to what we talked about, the people who just died, Al. You talked about them on your show last night.
Miles Goodwin, April Wine, dude. I mean, I said it on my show last night, on our show, and I had a boss that I worked at a pizzeria, and the boss that owned it was Canadian, and he used to play a lot of great Canadian rock and stuff that I never heard of. April Wine was one of them, man. And great band, dude. I mean, I went out and got the Harder, Faster album and Nature of the Beast, man. I mean, if you're gonna have two albums by them, it'd be those two, really. That's like kind of the. But I mean, go back in the '70s. I mean, do a deep dive on them. They're a fucking great band, dude.
Yeah.
You know, that never really hit big here in the U.S. I mean, Sign of the Gypsy Queen was about the closest they came to a hit here. But in Canada, I mean, they were pretty big, man. They were pretty popular. So
Just Between You and Me got pretty big too.
that was too, yeah. But I love I Like to Rock, man. That's a great song, and
Hell, Nature of the Beast is just a great album.
That's the only album I have by them.
I was lucky enough years ago to pick up Nature of the Beast and Power Play on vinyl.
Here's Harder, Faster, which I recommend too. Harder, Faster is great, man. And again, it's got I Like to Rock. They do a cover of 21st Century Schizoid Man, which is really good, man. I mean, I recommend this album to anybody that has never heard them. So, but get that, Nature of the Beast and Power Play, man. Those three, man, great albums, man. Mm-hmm. So rest in peace to him, man. He was and they had a 3-guitar attack, which is really cool, man.
Yeah.
Oh wow, really? Did they?
Yeah. Check out that I Like to Rock video. I mean, the studio will look familiar because it's that studio where those famous Rush videos where they're live in the studio. Not live, but they're
Studio?
Yeah, Studio, where those moving pictures videos are filmed. That video for I Like to Rock is in the same one with the big window and drums set up in front of it. And check out that song. And I love it at the end how they do they have their main riff of the song, and then on the left channel you hear Day Tripper by the Beatles. They play that riff, and then on the other side they play Satisfaction by the Stones, and they all kind of makes it fit. Like the three riffs together fit together, man. It's just so genius how they did that, man. I love the way they did that. So yeah, check that out, man. Andy, I'll send you the link to it after the show. Check it out. You'll love the song, man. I'm telling you. So all right. But and then Denny Lane, man, of Wings and Moody Blues. That was a big one, man. I remember he was at he may have been at, I don't know if he was at a convention I was at, and I don't remember. I mean, it might have been a Kiss convention that I went to, because Kiss conventions had other artists there too, and he may have been at that one, man. And I remember Denny Lane was there, but I didn't go see him or anything. But I remember he was there, man. And I don't know if it was a Kiss convention. I mean, some of the music conventions I've gone to all kind of mixed together, but I remember he was at one of them, man. And I kind of wish I would have went and met him, man, because and then back in the day, he was a legend, dude. So that's what I got on him. Rest in peace to that, man.
Yeah. One of the three main musicians on Band on the Run, one of the best albums of the 70s.
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. I had that cassette forever, dude. I remember that. A real old cassette. I still have the original one. It's probably fucking warped to hell. But
And then the guy from the Guess Who and BTO, Chad Allen.
Oh,
did you know him?
Okay.
I didn't know about him. That's the first time I heard that.
Andy sent me these stories, so I put them in.
Andy could take that one if you want, dude.
Go for it.
Oh
Andy.
yeah, Chad Allen with BTO, and the Guess Who, man. I got into Guess Who pretty young, and then I followed their career. And BTO, I've got a lot of BTO here, and it seems that we're losing quite a bit of BTO during the past within the past 2 years. But what a great band they were, and he did contribute a lot of the songwriting and vocals to the Guess Who songs. The Guess Who is a band out of Canada that is a pop rock band, but they were a little off kilter compared to what was on the radio at the time. And they kind of hit it big around 68, 69, and really had a nice run until about 71. And, BTO started and the Guess Who tried to keep going, but they couldn't because a lot of the talent had moved on. But man, what two powerful bands he was a part of. And the same thing with Denny Lane being a part of two big bands, even though he was only with the Moody Blues for one album. I'm just for their first album, but I've always preferred the Moody Blues over Wings. And I'd listen to more Moody Blues, even though Denny Lane wasn't a part of it. I just like what the Moody Blues became throughout the 60s going into the early 70s. But what a shame that we lost him. So I'm so close.
What about you, Joseph?
Yeah. As far I hadn't heard about the guy from the Guess Who and BTO, but yeah, I love. My dad always had the Best of the Guess Who cassette tape when I was younger, so I love a lot of that Guess Who stuff. And then of course BTO. I mean, it's all over the radio. As far as Denny Lane goes, I like some of the Moody Blues hits. I knew he was only on the first album, but I like some of the Nights on White Satin is one of the best songs ever written, I think.
Yeah.
But I'm a huge Wings fan, especially like that early, so like Band on the Run, Red Rose Speedway, uh, Venus and Mars kind of era of Wings. And he was a really integral part of that. I mean, other than Paul and Linda, he was like the main. It was those three, and then some other people that kind of came and went, but he was right there with Paul and Linda as far as kind of the big main driving force of that band. And I think he put out some great music. And I'll always say I love a lot of what John Lennon did after the Beatles, but I think Paul McCartney by far had the best musical career after the Beatles.
Yeah.
And I think Wings is a huge part of that.
And I think Denny Lane had a lot to do with that. I think Denny Lane was the Lennon that Paul would bounce ideas off of, and what do you think should go here? Can you help me out with this? Let's flip this, or let's put a part of you in this song, because there's a lot of writing credits to Lane in those Wing albums.
And Wings were fucking huge in the 70s, dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
They were.
I wonder if one of you guys picked the Wings live album coming up.
Maybe.
We won't know. We might not.
you never know.
But Jerry, what do you think about this, man?
I mean, we talk about it all the time, man, that we're gonna start losing some people, more often, and we just got a big kick in the face this week, as far as the people dying. They're legends, man, and it's gonna continue. We're gonna have to embrace the fact that we're gonna start losing people more frequently. And it's a shame. Just be glad that we still got can listen to their music and carry on, man. I mean, what else can we do? I mean, we're getting old. We're getting old too. So, rest in peace to all of them.
I just got one thing to say. These guys were I like Wings the most out of all these bands, but I got special memories with my mom. She always played BTO, like greatest hits all the time. Like great stuff, man.
Yeah, dude.
But and like Jerry said, we're just going to start losing everybody. Paul McCartney's probably going to be gone pretty soon. I'm sorry to
Don't
say
say that. That man still up and kicking.
So is Ringo.
I think Ringo has the most energy of somebody his age I've ever seen.
Well, hey, Norman Lear passed away this week also. So
101.
101, man. What a guy. I mean, not only were his TV shows good, but he really did break the race barrier, and showed us that there were so many that different races can live like everybody else. What he did in the mid-70s was mind-boggling to other people. And man, it became a hit because that's what people want to see, is real life.
Yeah.
And he gave it to us, and he threw comedy into it. What a genius he was. And not just that, he brought in major national issues like abortion and teen pregnancy, and so much different things that happen in life he put into sitcoms and showed the viewer, what life is like. Man, he was great. I love Norman Lear.
Joseph.
Yeah, I mean, so many great shows. He really, like Andy said, he really changed the game as far as TV went in the 70s. I mean, some of the most important shows. I mean, right along. I mean, as you can see right behind me, MASH, such a huge show, but right along all of Norman Lear's shows, whether it's All in the Family, Into the Jeffersons, and Maude, and all those spin-offs that just pushed, like Andy said, racial barriers.
Sanford and Son.
Barriers. Sanford and
all
Son.
Kinds of them. Yeah.
Yeah, just push.
Did he do Good Times too? Did he do Good Times?
I think so. Yeah. So I mean, just and what a creative mind and willing in 1970 to make these statements and put out this product that was so controversial to so many people, and still stands up all these days later. You can look at you can sit down and watch an episode of All in the Family, and it's still as potent now as
Oh
it
man,
was.
the
if not
Archie
even more
Bunker.
so.
Yeah, the Archie Bunker Sammy Davis Jr. episode is
Oh my
fucking one of the
gosh.
best episodes in TV history, man. I'm telling you, that's one of the fucking just a masterpiece of an episode, man.
Yeah, because Good Times was a spinoff of Maude.
Yeah.
And Maude was a spinoff of All in the Family. So
Mhm.
Norman Lear just kept on adding to it. Jefferson's was a spinoff of
All in the Family.
All the Family.
Yeah.
George was on that episode, and Wheezy.
Yeah.
They're both on there.
Mhm.
But,
yeah, because Florida was Maude's housekeeper. Is that right?
I think so.
I think so, yeah.
and then other television shows copied, like you had Perfect Strangers, and then Family Matters was a spinoff of Perfect Strangers, and then the one who spun off became the Urkel show, and she kind of like got lost. It was supposed to be her vehicle, and Urkel took over. I thought that was funny.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because she was the security guard at the newspaper plant that the cousins worked.
Yeah, she was. It was her spinoff, but then
She was pissed.
the Winslow, the actor, and Steve Urkel became like those are the two main antagonists. I think one kid went upstairs, like in Married with Children, and never came back.
Yeah.
So
Oh, 7.
Yeah.
like 7 for Married
Working
with
7. And then the next season, there's a milk. They show a milk carton and his face is on the side of it.
What do you think about Norman Lear, Al?
Man, the dude lived to be, was it 101?
101.
Dude, honestly, you can't be too sad about that. He lived his life, lived a long life, dude. And
He was still working.
he was still working, dude. Like
With Jimmy Kimmel.
He produced those live reruns they did a couple years ago.
Yeah, I really do think that's the key, man, to live longer.
Those were
Is
horrible.
keep working, man. You gotta keep working, I think.
that's it, man. You know,
Don't stop.
Don't stop. The minute you like stop, dude, it's like, you know,
Right.
you die, man. You know. I told my dad that all the time. My dad's 81, still kicking, bro, and he's down here always doing stuff around the house, and you know, I'm like, Dad, man. He's like, nah, man, I gotta do things. I can't fucking sit around and
My
shit.
mother-in-law is 80, and she does the same thing. It's like, I got those dishes, Mom, and she already washed them. I go, damn, God, she beats me to shit.
But yeah, so many classic shows, dude, and such a part of my fabric growing up, you know, and yeah, dude. I mean, he taught a lot of life lessons, man. You know, so it's great, man. So rest in peace, man. I mean, those shows will always live on, so he'll always be known. So
Jerry.
I mean, it wasn't for his shows, we wouldn't have Married with Children, Roseanne, or any of those shows. I mean, they were just, springboards. I mean, you guys mentioned he was 101 years old. I mean, that should be celebrated, not to be sad. If I can live to be 101, that means my life is half over right now. I think I'd be happy with that. If that's another 50 years from me, I'd be happy. So, rest in peace. Thanks for the memories. They're going to last for a long time. So
I agree, man. And the Jeffersons theme song and All in the Family theme song, God dang, those just stick in your head. It's like great fucking shows.
man, I love that show, man. Red Fox is so funny, man.
What was his wife's name? I'm coming, Elizabeth. I'm coming.
Dude, hilarious,
Hey,
man.
did y'all know or notice that on the Family Guy, like when they started, it's an homage to All in the Family? Where they're sitting at the piano singing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's freaking awesome. Okay, so we talked about that. We talked about all the people, and we got to talk about, because tomorrow, December 8th, 1980, John Lennon was shot and killed. Andy.
Oh God, it's so hard to talk about it, because the Beatles are so important and to me, and have been for a very, very, very long time. To think that John Lennon was murdered, assassinated, and shot just out there in the street. It's just crazy that would have happened to anybody, but much less a star like that. And it makes you wonder what kind of music he would have made, in the 80s, even going into the 90s. Imagine what kind of music he would have been making with the peers of grunge and all that. I mean,
I think we would have had a Beatles reunion.
100%.
oh yeah. I think so because
I
those
mean,
guys really
yeah.
loved each other, and they were apart for about 10 years, and who knows what that would have been. Maybe they would have been on Live Aid when Zeppelin and all them got together, but
Point.
we'll never know. But
Al?
yes,
Okay,
the eighth
sorry.
is always a tough time.
Al.
Yeah, well, I mean, was he gone 43 years now?
mhm.
Yeah,
And I remember, man, I remember the news, and I remember seeing it on TV, man. And I was 8 years old at the time, and I remember how such of a big deal it was, man. It's just almost like the whole world just kind of shut down for
again.
for him, and it just goes to show how iconic, man, he was, and I don't know, dude. It's just I mean, he was making his comeback, man. He had Double Fantasy.
Yeah.
It was just coming out. Did it come out before he
They
passed?
did, yeah. Like a
Okay.
week or two.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I mean,
very
it
close.
was just coming out, dude, and then that happened, and it was just so senseless, man.
Yeah, because he was coming back home from doing like press.
Yeah,
or-
interviews and things
President,
like
well,
that.
he was recording stuff that ended up on Milk and Honey.
Okay. Yeah, he came back from the recording studio.
Recording, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. And I don't know, dude. It's just what could have been, man. But I agree with Andy, man. I think they would have reunited, man. The whole Live Aid thing kind of makes sense. I could see that how they maybe could have came back together. Yeah. But yeah, I think he would. I love Double Fantasy. I think it's a great album. I think it would have I think that would have kickstarted a whole creative period for him, man.
Yeah.
And I could have seen him adapting to like the MTV stuff, like doing videos but like kind of in a creative artsy kind of way, dude. Like the way his brain was, was very artistic, and I could have seen him kind of embracing that medium. I mean, because listen, man, fucking the Beatles in the 60s were doing videos. I mean, if you think about it, they were doing videos in the 60s, man. Before there was any like
forever.
Yeah, and before there was any format to really show that stuff, So I mean,
Hell, they were doing movies.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Making movies.
and let's not forget about Dimebag Darrell too, man. His anniversary is tomorrow as well. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Same date, isn't that creepy?
Same date, man.
And they both got shot.
Yeah. But that's my take on that,
Joseph.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to believe that it's been that long that he's been gone. But just like everyone said, I feel like it definitely, I mean, we can all sit back here and say it now that, definitely they wanted to reunited. But I mean, you watch Get Back, and it's literally one of the things Paul said is, we may all be fighting now, but we'll be laughing about this when we're 60 and sitting and making music together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's sad that never happened, and they never. There was so much that was left unfinished, and I think that's why there's been the big push over the last 40 years to put stuff out like Now and Then or Real Love and Free as a Bird, just because there was so much that was left unsaid between all four of them because of John's passing. And that was never able to be, there was no closure there. I mean, you watch any of those videos, especially I saw people spreading around the video of reporters cornering Paul like the day after it happened. And like, you can tell Paul is just like, he's not there, like completely not there. And you could tell there was still, even they fought and they broke up. But I mean, I feel like it would have happened.
He was still a brother to him, man.
Yeah.
They fought like brothers.
They may have been estranged, but it's still, they still loved each other deep down. I think,
what is it? John's lost week, and he was going to go make something with Paul McCartney, and then Yoko called him back. Remember? I heard about that too. So he was already talking to Paul in the mid 70s.
Yeah, they did like one rehearsal together.
Didn't they make? I think it was VH1. They did some weird movie where Paul
Yeah.
and John were supposed
Yeah,
to
it
meet.
was like it was like a what if, like
yeah,
Yeah.
kind of
'Cause
an
they're-
alternate universe. Like, they got
Yeah.
back together and did something.
because they
Really
were because they showed Lorne Michaels offering him what $1,000 if they were to reunite on Saturday Night Live or something like that.
Yeah.
And they were gonna go do it, and then Yoko called, and that's how it ended, or something like that. And John was just infatuated talking to Yoko, and that stopped that. It's a weird movie. I remember watching. It had the guy that was in Benny and June. I
A
can't remember his
lot of
name.
those Beatles movies are weird.
Yeah,
Like a lot of those like biopics and stuff.
yeah.
They like hire the weirdest of the weirdest actors to play these guys. They're like, really? But it's so hard to depict a musician or a group because it's tattooed in your head and what they look
Yeah.
like. And it's really hard to play those parts.
Well, Jerry, man, John Lennon and Dimebag Darrell. Wait,
I mean,
Joseph Dimebag Darrell.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's scary that it was the same way, and it's like, yeah. I mean, hugely influential. I got to see the Pantera tour this year, and I really like the way that they're honoring the brothers. Honestly.
Okay, Jerry.
Yeah, I remember being 9 years old. I remember being on my family's houseboat when that happened, man, watching Monday Night Football. I remember my mom and sister just being like, oh, I was a 9-year-old kid. So I really
Howard
don't
Cosell,
understand.
right?
Yeah, Howard
Yeah.
Cosell said it. And, I didn't really understand because, like I said, I was only 9 years old, but, it really affected my older sister and my mom. And so that's what I remember the most about it. And then, a couple of years later, I started to get into their, the Beatles, John Lennon stuff. That Double Fantasy album was pretty big. It was a good seller, wasn't
Yeah.
it? I mean, it had
Yeah,
some
oh,
great
yeah.
songs on it.
Just like Starting
So-
Over was a big hit.
Yeah, Wheels Go Round and Round was
Wheels
on
Go
it, right?
Round. Yeah.
I mean, who knows what he could have done after that? You're right. I mean, he can make some legendary music still. It's still a shame to this day that happened, man. It really is unnecessary.
If you look around out there, I'm pretty sure it's easy to find, but there's clips of John Lennon being up there in the booth during a football game with Howard Cosell,
Yeah.
and they're talking like during the game, and Howard Cosell's asking him like, "What do you think about American football?" And John tells the difference between American football and soccer, and then the question, you think the Beatles ever get back together? And John never said no. He just politely said, you never know. But if you look it up, it's out there on YouTube. I'll try to send a link
Yeah.
of John Lennon being up there in the booth with Cosell.
Dimebag Darrell, Jerry.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of weird. I never knew put two and two together and realized it was the same date, but it is. That's fucking weird, man. Are there coincidences? Are there? Is it? I don't know. Just weird. It's a shame on both parts, man. Both of them are just totally fucking unnecessary, man.
Unnecessary.
I mean, totally unnecessary. Whatever happened to that dude anyway? That shot him. I'm sure he was arrested.
He got killed too.
No, he got
He
killed.
got killed. Okay, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
he got
I
killed
didn't
there.
know about
Yeah, he
that.
got the cop that snuck in the back door.
Well, good then. I got that stuff from there.
Yeah, he
Good,
took
good.
him out, man.
Good.
Yeah.
I think that cop had to go to therapy for many. He had to retire and just go to therapy for all.
Well,
that.
yeah,
man,
because
it's
the-
gotta suck.
The
killing
guy had
somebody.
a hostage in a headlock with a gun to his head.
Yeah.
It's
And
gotta.
the cop
yeah,
shot him from behind.
It's gotta be tough killing somebody, even if they're a bad person. I mean, it's gotta be. I couldn't imagine. I would if I had to. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think I'd feel great about it.
All right, man. So I'm just gonna say, just imagine. I'm gonna talk about Dimebag Darrell first. Just imagine you're his brother and you're sitting behind a drum kit, watching your family member get shot and killed in front of you. Just think how Vinny felt about that, man. My
Yeah,
God, that is just that's why I think he probably would have never forgave Phil, because he blamed Phil for breaking up the band, and if the band never broke up, that would have never happened. So that is fucked up.
Yeah, that's putting too much blame on someone.
Yeah,
for
that's a
that.
stretch to say that it would never have happened if the band didn't break up.
Yeah,
Well, that's
shouldn't
what
have
Vinny has said that though.
I know, but that's
He said that he would never
People
forgive him.
people debunked that theory though, that was why he
Yeah.
got killed.
Yeah.
That was
I know,
that's
but-
too much
The John
way
Lennon.
on someone's shoulder.
Then I go to John Lennon, man. I wish our brother Charles Trainer would guest on here once in a while, but he would love to be talking about this right now. But John Lennon, man, it's like my first tape, them and Foreigner, Sgt. Pepper's, and I remember listening to interviews about them saying it as a kid, 7-year-old kid, listening about them maybe getting back together or talking about it, like 78, and then he got shot. I wasn't a football fan at that time. And I got into football in 81 with Joe Montana. But that's like one of my heroes of all time, John Lennon, Paul McCartney, John Lennon, Rush. It's like, dang, I'm just like, I'm thinking what kind of music he would have made, like you were saying, Andy. What would he have thought about grunge? What would he have thought about like the way music industry is going today? You know, Paul doesn't speak up about that, but I bet you John Lennon would have spoke up about how the artists are getting screwed by these streaming companies right now. I just have a feeling that fucking John would speak up about that shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Paul's a little soft compared to John. And sad.
Paul liked different music than John did.
Yeah. He always called Paul's fluff.
Granny music.
Granny music. All right, man. So let's get to I'm going to let you start with this, Jerry. Avatars and Kiss and final show.
I'm speechless. I don't get it. I think it's fucking ridiculous. Whatever. I mean, we talked about this. We did a show the other day about it, and I was getting too emotional. I don't want to get too emotional this time. Just a fucking joke, dude. I mean, people are gonna buy into it. The real hardcore fans, I guess. But man, when I first saw that picture, I kept picturing Pac-Man and those four faces being like the ghost monsters for some reason. I don't know why. It was just fucking weird, man. You know, it was a fucking video game. That's what it looked like to me. And it's just, I mean, I saw the little thing where they did "God Gave Rock and Roll to You" and they have it all in the background or whatever, showing how it's done. I'm like, who cares, man? Bring on the Dawkins movie.
I'll go next on this one because I'm not a fan. You guys are more.
Yeah, I blew my wad when we talked about that. About
you said you had more. I was waiting for the more.
No, I don't want to talk about it. It's embarrassing.
You
know, being a Kiss fan that I am.
Well, I don't. Kiss saw ABBA make money off freaking their Avatar shows, so they said, "Hey, man, let's be immortal like ABBA."
Well, the difference is ABBA went out on top and hasn't toured in 40 years.
I'm just saying they saw ABBA and Industrial Light and Magic help them make their album.
Well, yeah, but the difference is people don't remember ABBA as 70-year-old guys that can't sing anymore. People remember ABBA for what they were in the 1970s because that's when they stopped.
Yeah, Gene Simmons does look like a sausage.
And I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Yeah, no. This is Kiss. End of story. Next up.
Yep. When he couldn't stoop any lower, man. Keep bringing that towel of money, man. That money.
So you don't want to talk about it, Joseph?
I'll talk about it if you want.
I'm going for it. I'm just.
I mean, are we done with BS yet?
Almost. I'm just finishing up right now. I'll talk about it.
This is not geared towards us, man. It's geared towards the next generation, the younger generation. I was watching the pay-per-view with my daughter, and at the end, when she saw the avatars, because she's into anime and she's into all that stuff, it appealed to her. She was like, wow, that's cool. You know, for me, I have no interest in it, dude. You know, the old school fans are not going to go see this, dude. I mean, maybe a little segment of them are the ones that have to have everything, you know, but even like the hardcore, I've been on fucking, I've heard the talk around, and it's just a lot of the hardcores are even like, what the fuck is going on? What is this? And it's not geared for people our age, dude. It's this next generation of younger people, that'll keep going. Just the way that like, a lot of these bands that fucking all these original members are dying, and the name keeps going on with new members. It's gonna be. I said this in another episode. Brand names are going to live on. Band names are going to live on as brands, dude. And with no original members, new generations are not going to know. They're just going to know the songs or whatever. They don't care about who's in the band anymore, you know. Or
I mean,
original
a lot of
members.
these bands are just T-shirt companies at this point.
Yeah, at this point, it's a business.
Yeah.
And
So this is going to live on the whole Kiss thing with the avatars. It's not geared towards us. It's a younger generation thing, and I don't see. Who knows, man? It could catch on, and it might flop. So that's
well,
only time will tell.
Kiss saw ABBA make all that money on theirs, so they decided, hey, let's get in on that.
Of course, Kiss has the. They're gonna look at things and it's like, oh, this is making money or whatever, but
Well, here's the difference though. Here's the big difference between those two things. I'm interested. The only thing I'm interested in is what kind of scale they do this at. The ABBA thing was at one arena. You could only see it at one place in the world. They had like dozens of showings at that one arena, but it was only in London. That was the only place you could see it. Is Kiss going to take this thing on tour? Or what are they going to do with this thing?
nobody knows yet.
Because is it going to be a success on tour, or are they going to be able to do a dozen shows out in Las Vegas and just that's it?
And another thing is it going to be pre-recorded music, or is it going to be actual band playing behind the curtain or something while this is going on?
I think it's going
to be, man.
I think it's going to be pre-recorded, dude.
Yeah, because I mean, the ABBA thing had a live band.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was pre-recorded vocal tracks with a live band.
Oh.
Well, okay.
That's weird. Andy, what do you think about that stuff?
I never thought of it the way that Al thought of it. That this is not for this generation, it's for the younger generation who loves anime, who listen to music that they don't know who the members are anyway. They listen to faceless bands. I mean, look at the big festivals that are going on right now. They are just one person with a keyboard with 100,000 people in front of them.
That's
and
the
just
problem.
anime going on right behind them.
DJ Tresto, whatever his name is. Fuck that guy.
So I think this is not going to flop. I think this is going to be a big hit, and it's going to.
I don't think so.
I don't think it will.
It may catch on for a year or two, but it'll die out quickly.
Yeah, but the thing is that remember, this isn't geared towards you. It's geared for the
even
people
with the
that
kids, man. How many kids listen to rock and roll nowadays, man?
A lot.
Hey, but
I work with kids within 20 to like 30 years old, and they like a lot of rock and roll, and they're getting bored.
I hope what you're saying is true, because I don't see it, at least here.
It is, and then I work with kids who don't. It's just background music to them. I get both sides. So I got this guy who likes Ice Nine Kills, and he likes Metallica. He likes Suicidal Tendencies, and he's like 22. So there's good.
Well, this is going to be geared to younger than that, and I think it's going to be a big hit. I really do, because of the technology that they're going to be using. Now, I'm not going to follow them around. I'm not going to go see it, but the younger people will. Guarantee.
All right,
I don't see it being successful for any extended period of time. Again, Mark, you keep using the ABBA example. That was.
No, I'm just saying, Kiss saw that they made money.
The difference is the reason that made money was because it was 40 years of anticipation.
But do you
ABBA had done nothing for 40 years?
I know, but Kiss saw how that worked for them now.
I know, but what I'm saying is the difference in success and the money that it's.
I understand what you're saying.
There is probably 3 generations of people who have listened to ABBA's music for 40 years and never got a chance to see anything with them.
Right.
Kiss played a concert last week. If kids were that interested in Kiss, they would have gone and saw Kiss.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to appeal to this brand new generation just because all of a sudden they're animated. I don't think it's going to be that successful. I really don't.
The animation wasn't that good.
No, it looked awful. It looked awful.
All right, man. So Jerry, start it off, man. What are we doing right now?
We are doing our top 11 live albums. It's going to be an interesting show. Like I said earlier, I think we're going to have a lot of different opinions, but I think we're going to have a lot of the same opinions on some of these. So let's get it going, man. Who do you want to go first, Mark?
Let's go with Andy.
Okay, the way that I did this one was different because I've done several live shows. So this one I didn't even go through my records. I went straight to my CDs and popped out different ones from different eras. So these are not really any particular order because it was hard for me to put in order. So I'm just going to start with number 11 because they're all pretty equal to me. And number 11 is going to be the Jimi Hendrix Experience live in Monterey.
Nice one.
That's
It's
fucking
an
great.
awesome album, man.
Great performance, man.
Yeah. I've got several others by Jimmy. You know, one in Winterland, another one that you know the Woodstock.
There's tons of live stuff now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Yeah,
the
and
Gypsies
it's
is
really-
still, I mean,
and it's really cool that that his family took over because ever since his family took over, this stuff that's been coming out is top notch shit.
yeah.
Because the stuff that were going out during the 70s, it was controlled by anyone that wanted to grab it.
Alan
They gave
Douglas.
inferior-
Alan Douglas was controlled by.
Yeah, and it was just
And it was-
inferior sound and everything.
Yeah. He
So-
would overdub he would take like Mitch Mitchell out and overdub like another drummer on there, and he fucked with the catalog a lot.
Yeah.
You know, and when the family took over, they brought
The
it back
Hendrix Experience.
to a good quality control, you know, stuff. So that's a good pick though, man. Monterey, man. That's a legendary performance. I mean, shit, he's burning the guitar right there.
Yeah, and I think
That alone, that picture alone, or like him doing that, and that's what inspired Yngwie to pick up a guitar, start playing guitar.
What about the Who? They had to follow him, so they wrecked their instruments on
Yeah.
stage.
Yeah, that was for the Monterey Pop Festival.
Yeah, the Who wrecked their instruments. How are we going to follow Jimmy?
Yeah.
Which was I think it was 2 years before Woodstock.
Mm-hmm.
Monterey
Yeah,
was
yeah,
67.
Yeah,
right?
67.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the summer of '67, so
Yeah.
it predated anything. And if you look at that, the people that played there, damn man, it was the who's who of that time in up and comers. So yeah, dude, Monterey.
What's your number 11, Al?
Yeah, when I was now a lot of these albums I picked are really albums that impacted me when I was growing up. I as I've gotten older, I got into a lot more. I've discovered a lot more live albums, that I love. But ultimately, like this list is kind of like the albums that really kind of like as I was growing up and as a teenager and whatever, discovered them and stuff. So I'm gonna go with Under Blood Red Skies, number 11.
Oh,
This is a nice. It's just 8 songs to the point. It's not an overly long album, but I remember seeing the video on MTV as well, like the concert, and just them at Red Rocks when it's raining. It's just so I don't know, just something about that, man. It was just the atmosphere of it was just it was great, man. I think this is peak U2 to me, man. This is
a great album.
The first 3 albums in this is really like the U2 that matters to me, and my brother really kind of introduced me to them too. I mean, my brother was the first one to really get some U2 stuff, and then after seeing MTV and stuff, I was like, and he had this on cassette, and I was like, well, it's a great live album. I mean, I know U2 divides people and it's the divisive band, but I mean, the early U2 was just they were a band to be reckoned with, man. That concert, man, was fucking. Anybody who attended that concert, man, must have been fucking. I don't know how, man.
I got the video. I got the DVD of that, and in a box set.
I know there's more
they
songs
put
on the DVD, the live,
the live
and
one.
stuff. But I always love just that live, concise 8-song live album. It's just like boom,
That was one of my picks. Now I'm gonna go pick something else. But that is a great pick because that was one of my picks.
All right, well, that's my number 11.
Is that where that live Sunday Bloody Sunday video?
Yeah.
MTV was
Yes.
on?
It's not a Rebel song.
Was that
This is
album?
Sunday, Bloody Sunday. Yeah.
And this is
that
the
album?
record store day version I just picked up.
Nice.
I haven't even cracked it open yet, but it comes with like a poster and stuff like that. It's not extra on there though, but just like a poster that comes.
I've
with
been
it.
broke. I wanted to buy that so bad.
Yeah.
But Joseph, number 11, man.
Hell, I hate U2, and I even love that album. So
That's a good idea.
YouTube rules, man. Come on.
Well,
No.
I don't like.
Um,
I haven't liked U2 in like fucking.
Zooropa sucks, except for one song.
Joshua Tree was it for me.
Octoon Baby is great. But anything
Thank
after
you.
that really is just. I did like All That You Can't Leave Behind. It
That's
kind
a
of came
great
back,
album too.
Yeah, dude,
and I
that
saw
was,
them on that
So is
tour.
how the Atomic Bomb is great too, man.
It was okay, but after that, I started falling off on them.
I
To me,
like
they're
the
just,
Innocence. I like the
to me they're
last
just
two albums.
boring, man. They're boring now, bro. I can't get into that, man.
Yeah.
You didn't like the Joey Ramone song? That song was awesome.
I didn't even like that much, man. To be honest,
Ah,
but
maybe I don't know. I'm not going to tell
No,
you. You
well,
need to listen.
I,
Maybe,
I, I
you
don't know
might
what
change your mind.
I don't know what I hated more, the song or the fact that it randomly showed up on my phone.
All right, can we stop talking about that?
because the thing is that right now it seems like U2's trying too hard.
I love that new song they just released.
Sounds fake.
Atomic City rules.
Yeah, I tried to
Okay.
listen. I tried to listen to those re-recordings they did. Those were awful, man.
Oh, I love that. Andy likes that
Awful.
now.
Oh, those are awful.
Andy liked it. I got it right here. You just said it, man. Songs of the year. There you go. But
Enjoy.
Mm,
Joseph,
yeah.
what's your number 11?
So for my top 11, especially like the bottom half, the top half is a lot of well-known albums, but my bottom half particularly, I wanted to pick some albums that don't get as much love.
Yeah.
And actually, well, and it's hard to say. I mean, in our community, this definitely doesn't get love, but it's hard to say that my number 11 doesn't get much love because it is the best-selling live album of all time. Garth Brooks, Double Live.
Oh God.
Freaking love this album. I mean,
Yeah, I got up here.
yeah, say what you want about Garth Brooks. He puts on an amazing live show, and this is that just captured on CD. And I think
He's also
it's
one
such
of
a.
those.
What did you say, Andy?
I'm sorry. He's also one of those country artists that is very hands-on with his music and
Mhm.
writer and
Mhm.
the production and everything. I mean, he really gave us all.
Yeah, I mean, I love this particular, and he's a master of commercialization. But I mean, there's like 10 different album covers for this album. But I
Wish
mean,
he just went like this for you, dude.
just coming up. What country artist comes up on stage completely surrounded by fire? I mean, he's a huge Kiss fan, so he took the showmanship of Kiss and the music of all that stuff and just combined it. And even though it's mainly country, he has such a rock background as well.
That is true. He put on a rock show, man. He did.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, and he wasn't afraid. I mean, he brought Billy Joel out on stage with him. He brought Don McLean out on stage with him. He brought Huey Lewis out on stage with him. I mean,
Huey Lewis rules.
He is not ashamed of being from the Midwest and being a huge classic rock fan.
Yeah.
And he really influenced a lot of both his music and his live shows. So I mean, this album is just phenomenal to me, and it's the best selling live album of all time. So I mean, a lot of people in this country especially agree with me. So
Yeah. You ever seen him live, Joseph?
I have not. I really, really want to.
I saw
Yeah, I've
them.
seen him twice.
I saw them live.
I've seen him twice.
He's definitely on my bucket list of people to see live.
It's weird, man, because when you go see him live, it's kind of like I'm not trying to compare him to Paul McCartney, but when you go see Garth and Paul live, you feel this buzz throughout the whole show.
Mhm.
You know, that you've seen something special with so many people that feel the same way you do. So yeah, dude, that's a really good pick because he's really good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't like him, but you guys like him. It's fine with me. You know, I know Nate, Bushy. He's loving your pick, Joseph. He's probably going, yeah, Joseph, you're my boy. Jared, love them titties, man. What's your number 11?
Love them titties. My number 11 is I remember on Wayne's World they said this album was sent to you in the mail along with free samples of Tide. And everybody had it. Frampton Comes Alive, man. I love that fucking album, dude. I got a bone to pick with you, Mark, about something you said about Peter Frampton the other day that really upset me a little bit. You said
I just put it up for conversation.
You compared him to Motley Crue about how he was going to retire. Now he has a very bad muscular condition, man.
And dude, I put that up for conversation.
There's a difference between,
I'm not being a dick about it.
forced retirement and astral retirement. He said he's going to play as long as he can. I've seen him a couple times.
That's fine,
he
dude.
puts on a great show.
You know, a lot of things I put up to get people to conversate about, to give me different opinions about that subject. It doesn't mean that I'm being a dick about Peter Frampton.
No, anyway, I mean, do you feel like we do? Fucking great copy, cover of Jumpin' Jack Flash. It's just a solid album, dude. Show Me the Way, Baby I Love
Great
You.
album. It's a great live
Great
album.
fucking songs, dude.
Hey, and Jared,
I have it.
I think, like I said, everybody owns it along with free.
Everybody
Dude,
has
I have 2 fucking copies of this shit.
So do I. I have 2 copies.
And I have it.
hey,
And I have it on Super or DVD audio, which has a surround sound version of it. I have multiple copies of it, man.
yeah.
It's
And
a
hey,
fucking
Jerry,
album.
Jerry,
Yeah.
at least Peter Frampton's not like some bands that say this is really the last time we're ever going to come to your city,
Right.
and then announce a giant summer tour with Styx.
Right.
I'm looking at you, Mark.
No.
Looking right at you.
Actually, Kelly Hansen said they were touring into 2025. He did say that.
Come on, man.
But he
Mark,
did say that on Eddie Trunk. He did say 2025.
I just love it's the historical farewell tour, and now
Yeah.
Well, if they keep going
the
past
historical farewell tour
2025,
with no members and
they put on a good show, though.
I'm sure they do.
That was the last concert I saw in New Jersey before I moved down here, and I'm not disagreeing with you. Great band. I mean, Jeff Pilson and all them guys, man, fucking great, dude. You know,
Does Jason Bottom still drum?
No, he's with the
No.
Circle and Sammy.
I took a step back, huh?
Yeah, he went to the dark side.
it was them and Loverboy, and Loverboy kicked ass, bro.
Loverboy was
Yeah,
awesome.
Loverboy rules.
But when I saw them, dude, they were late because we had that monsoon, whatever. They were coming from Arizona, so Loverboy only did like a 30-minute set. It was like,
Yeah.
fuck.
But it was my first time ever seeing Loverboy, and they impressed the shit out of me. And I mean,
Mike still sounds great.
Mike Reno still has his voice, man. He sounds great, dude.
The only thing I noticed when I saw
always-
Loverboy live was that they piped in the high note on "Turn Me Loose."
I thought the keyboard was doing
I'm gonna
that.
pack my bags and fly.
Yeah, they piped that in big time.
Oh, I saw the keyboard sing that part when I saw them.
I always thought Paul Dean was a really good guitar player.
Oh, yeah.
Paul Dean's awesome.
Very underrated, very good guitar player.
It's just besides the bass player who died in the mysterious.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
out there. I was living in San Francisco. when it happened, man.
Disappeared.
Yeah, he
disappeared.
disappeared.
Yeah. He fell off his ship, man. He fell off the boat and never found the body.
It's still all the other original guys, man.
Yeah, they're all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I saw them with Styx and Aria Speedwagon last year. Great show. Great show.
Fuck, you got to see Ariel Speedwagon plugged in.
Yeah.
Lucky.
I got to see it. I got to see him right before Neil retired.
Well, Dave Amato got COVID, so they went
Yeah.
acoustic on my show. Fucking assholes.
I don't know what you're bitching about. I would have loved to see that.
Well,
I did where Kevin said, "Hey,
I mean,
this
that's
is the only time you're probably going to see us
exactly, man. So, man, enjoy it,
I want to see a shredder,
dude. They tour every 5 minutes, man. You're
I
gonna
know,
be
my,
able to
but my
see it.
wife said I've seen him 20 times. I don't need to see REO again.
They still put on a great show. I mean,
Oh,
Kevin's
do.
awesome.
Yeah.
Kevin's lost a little power in his voice, but they still bring it though, man. They still fucking can
Like,
do
yeah.
a live show.
So
I love seeing them that they don't ignore the 70s stuff.
yeah,
Right.
Golden Country, man.
Oh yeah.
God,
You know, just a little quick thing I wanted to say about Frampton Comes Alive. I've seen Peter Frampton twice. Fantastic guitar player, but I've never in my life heard that album before.
really?
Really?
I've never heard Frampton Comes Alive.
Why?
Wow.
Of course, I know the songs that are on the radio, but I've never sat down and heard that album before. I don't
Great
own
album.
it.
What?
I don't own it.
You need to get it, Andy.
one day, man, if you're in
I
a
buy like every time I go shopping,
I was gonna say there'll be probably 10 copies in every record store.
Yeah,
yeah. I
very
know.
cheap.
I just pass it up each time.
But
I've
do you get
never
the but do you get the free samples of Tide though?
yeah, I do use the Tide. No, but I'll probably stream it or something and see what's up with it. But I've never heard it.
I think you'll find it very enjoyable. I think you'll really like it, dude. I mean, there's the whole like kind of, he became this like kind of teen idol almost. Like he wasn't a teen, but he kind of became this pinup thing that kind of became so huge because of that album that it almost like kind of backlashed him then. And like, but dude, it's I mean, I think it's an awesome live album, dude. I mean, he is like one of the underrated guitar players in my opinion, dude. That dude is just, I saw him live quite a few times, and he's like one of the best.
Humble Pie, man.
Yeah.
Dude.
Hell,
That album might come up.
Oh,
he got so famous as a teen idol that even Zappa wrote a song about how stupid it was that he was becoming a teen idol. I have been in you.
Oh, my God.
Man.
All right.
That album covered didn't do him any favors, really, to be honest.
Oh,
So a good friend of the show, Scribble, he wanted to get in on this, so he gave me his list, and I said, "Sure, I'll give it to you." So his number 11 is Eminem, Anger Management Live. I don't know it. I do like Eminem, but I don't know Eminem had a live album. So that's pretty.
I'll say this, dude. I never ever got into Eminem, dude.
His
I like
videos were funny.
I never bought one album of his, man. And I love I do like hip hop. I just never.
Scribble doesn't
connect,
like Eminem. I was like,
he
what?
never connected with me, dude. I don't like the tone of his delivery and voice. I just don't like it, dude. I just, that's me, dude.
He's a rock and roll Hall of Famer, man.
Yeah.
yeah, he is. That's crazy. I would have voted no.
Well,
on
dude,
that.
I mean, the guy sold. I mean, how many fucking albums? He's one of the
cajillion.
He's one of the biggest on not only hip hop artists of all time. Like,
That's crazy. That really
he's in the top 10.
Yeah,
all time. That's crazy. It really is.
So then I get to my number 11. It's a band I love, and I know this was a fucked up tour for them, but they made a great live album out of it. Styx, Caught in the Act.
I love that album.
I love this fucking album. You know,
I love the album a hell of a lot more than the video.
They were on cocaine. Tommy Shaw was fucking high as fuck during this, but they fucking play great. It's fucking great. I got the Virgin vinyl. You can look through it, and I got that unopened at a thrift store. Fucking love that. Jerry, what do you want to say?
Again, thank you, Andy. Another fucking thing that Sammy Hagar ruined. He told Tommy Shaw to leave Styx, motherfucker. That fucking guy just does everything wrong, man.
I put that story up. So you saw I put that story up. Fucker. No, but that's a great fucking album, man. And then we get to your number 10, Andy.
Yeah, my number 10. I love this album. It's a quadruple live CD that he released, and I'm talking about Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, the live anthology.
Great album.
It's a 4 CD set, and I know that it's not a cohesive one long show because it was pieced in by their I guess their best performances.
Well, a lot of them are kind of pieced together if you think about it. Different nights.
There now, but
they are.
Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, really a really good album.
nice.
I remember buying it, and it's fantastic.
Al, what's your number 10?
Well, speaking of underrated guitar players that that I love, and this is just a phenomenal live album, dude. And fucking Frank Marino from Mahogany Rush live.
Great album.
This is why I like you guys on the show, man. You bring out the heavy hitters, man. That's a great album,
dude.
I bought that for you.
What?
You had talked about that, and I bought it.
What do you think of it, man?
Huh? Oh, dude, it's awesome.
Dude,
I think have like 4 albums by him.
I think it's the greatest version of Johnny B. Good ever captured on tape. His version is it's kind of like Eruption before Eruption came out. Really, I mean, like that was like kind of what if a guitar player could play that the way he played it, you were a fucking god. And he's a god. And I've seen him live. I was fortunate enough to see him live once at BB King's Club in New York City in 2005. And I had to scrape my jaw off the floor. That's how mind-blowingly great he was, dude. I mean, just as the night went on, he just got better and better. He played over 3 hours, and just phenomenal, dude. And I'm so glad I saw him because now, I don't know, he has like some mysterious illness or something. He retired from touring. That's it. So nobody really knows what's going on with him. And I was geared up to see him again live, man. And then like I guess COVID hit or whatever, so that put the fucking kibosh on that shit. But yeah, Frank Marino live, dude. That's like one of my favorites. I love it. Number 10.
What's your
Yeah,
number
that's
10,
badass.
Joseph?
If nobody has this, get this motherfucker, bro.
Get
I'm
it,
telling
yeah.
you, man.
Yeah, and I found another album by him where he does a cover of a Beatles cover of a Norwegian Wood.
He did a lot of
And it-
Norwegian Wood, man. Yes.
And it reminds me of a cover that what Deep Purple did with Help. It was slow and drudgy
Yeah.
with the riffs. It was just so good, so
Yeah.
good.
All right. So what's your number 10, Joseph?
Hey, Mark, what episode of Freeform is coming out tomorrow?
Oh, what episode of Freeform? Oh, it's Genesis. Freaking A Trick of the Tail. Oh, seconds out. Nice.
Great one. That's a great one, dude.
Iconic album cover.
I'm
first
so
off,
happy
this
you
album
picked that.
cover.
I'm so happy you picked that.
So this is recorded.
You aren't gonna like me when you hear it.
I'm sure. Partially about a song and a half was recorded on the Trick of the Tail tour with Bill Bruford on drums. The rest was recorded on Wind and Wuthering tour with Chester Thompson on drums. This was the last album they put out before Steve Hackett left the band, and it's just a phenomenal live album. It's really cool to hear Phil singing some of the.
Supper's ready.
Oh, yeah, he did. He does a great version of.
Remember,
Supper's
I
Ready.
talked about that, and I said I like the one on the live version.
Yeah. No, he does a great version of Supper's Ready on this, but it's really cool.
Yes.
Really cool to hear him sing "Lamb Lies Down on Broadway,"
Oh,
"For the
yes.
Fifth," "Supper's Ready," "Cinema Show." Some really, really good tracks. And then, of course,
You know
stuff-
that I listened to that whole album on the way home from the Metallica concert.
it's a great album. And it was really
It was
cool.
a long
to see,
trip home, dude.
It was really, really
Yeah.
cool to see Steve Hackett play last month and see some of the songs on this album being played by Steve Hackett. So yeah,
He played here. My friend went. He didn't invite me, and I was so pissed.
but yeah. So Genesis, Seconds Out, great live album.
Jerry, turn your mic off. Turn your mic on.
I think he's
Jim
talking to
Titties.
someone.
Oh, he is.
Yep.
Well, let's see. I could go Jerry. Jerry. Okay,
Okay, I'm
I'll
here.
go.
I'm
What's
here,
your
I got
number
it.
10?
I'm gonna go with "Live Bullet" by Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band.
Good one.
Another great one.
We did 9 tonight, which is really good, but I just something the rawness about "Live Bullet" that I always like.
Yeah.
I didn't really care for Nutbush City Limits, but every other song off that I thought was fucking just killer sounding live. Catmandu, Turn the Page. I mean, just a fucking great band. I never did see them live. I always wanted to, and it's a shame I'm never going to have the opportunity to see them live, see Bob live. But man, what a
Saw
fucking
him once.
performer, dude! What a fucking performer, dude! I mean, we did 9 tonight on the Freeform. That's just an incredible album on its own, man. I mean, that was just so much fun doing that. Just a fucking great rock and roll dude, man, and that's a great fucking record. So that's my number 10.
All right. Scribble,
Yeah.
man. I don't even know this album. I love this band. Beastie Boys, awesome. I shot that. I didn't know they had a live album.
It's really a live video. It's a DVD.
Video?
But yeah,
Oh.
they gave people in the audience video cameras, and they actually told them to record the show, and they pieced it all together and made a live video out of it. So
That's
it's all
cool.
basically like fan shot stuff, but they gave them like good video cameras, like people that walked in and stuff. And
Like Bon Jovi for Bad Medicine.
yeah, well, that's a video. But
I know.
Yeah.
I'm joking. I
Bad
had to put
songwriting.
that.
One of the worst things Sam Kinison ever did.
I
Oh,
love
John.
that. I love New Jersey.
John, I
man.
didn't know you cared. That was
All right, so that's scribbles, and then I get to mine, and I was gonna have you two here, and I was gonna have another album here, but I know Jerry. I'm gonna say it, Jerry. If you don't pick this, I'd be very surprised. But I know you will pick one of this band's live albums, so I'm not gonna pick it. I'm gonna pick the Allman Brothers live at the Fillmore East.
yes,
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
that's iconic, man.
that's a great album. I just got it on vinyl. I got the
Really?
2 for 25 sale. I got that and Pearl Jam's Gigatron for $25. All I had to do is paste it. And I sent those links to all you guys, and then Chris
Yeah, I
Senzak
did.
took it. Chris Czynszak took it and he got 2 albums too. So it's pretty cool.
Cool.
But that's my number 10. And then we get to your number 9, Andy.
Yeah, I kind of cheated here,
Oh,
but that's okay.
it's always
Um,
okay. We don't care.
And just to go off on what Joseph was talking about, he talked about Seconds Out. The reason why these are together, I love this album since it came out. Phil Collins seriously hits live.
Nice.
This is really good, but also I had to do Genesis.
Oh,
Way we walk.
Shorts and the longs.
the
Mhm.
shorts and the longs
It was a double.
rule.
Fucking sweet.
My
dude.
favorite version of the last Domino is on there, man.
So that's why I put them together, because they kind of came out about the same time as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. Serious Hits was 89, 90-ish. And then Way We Walk was 92.
Yeah, because that was off the but seriously
Mhm.
album. tour.
Yeah, and then it was We Can't Dance.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of Phil Collins and
Me
of
too.
Genesis. So I put them together because I really couldn't pick them. They're just about, like Jerry was saying that sometimes he couldn't tell if it was Genesis or Phil Collins in the 80s. Well, yeah, that's why, because he was doing double duty on both.
No, I
I
get
mean,
that, and I like those songs. I'm just not an
Yeah.
avid fan enough. Some of them, I couldn't tell what band and what was Phil solo.
Right.
I like the music, you know.
It was super.
There's more proggy and more time signatures of Genesis than Phil Collins is more pop. Very
Yeah,
easy.
but really not at that time. I mean, it was kind of,
I could tell the difference between
mixed
One More
up.
Night and Mama.
well, yeah,
know.
but
Yeah,
that's why. So that's my number 9?
number 9. So
Number 9?
Al, you're number 9. Hey, but I just want to say something. Hey, Charles Trainer, Phil Collins is getting a lot of love in this episode. You're probably pissed. Yeah, what's your number 9?
The Nuge, man.
Oh, nice.
I'm
I
glad
was
somebody
hoping
picked
one of
it.
you guys are picking that. I was hoping it.
Double live Gonzo. I mean, look at this fucking thing, bro. Come on. The Wild Man.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember being young and having this sound and hearing, and fuck, dude, he cursed, man.
Yeah.
Kind of the first time I heard like a curse on an album really was not here, and just so, dude, the energy, man, it's just, you put this on, you can't help but fucking rock out, dude. I mean, just so awesome, man. Nuge rocks.
Yeah.
Dude, that guitar was so fucking loud on that album.
Oh
dude.
God, man.
So large and
Well,
so
they called. I mean, I know. I remember Jack Blades said they called his side of the stage the Killing Fields because it was just so loud that anything that would go in front of it would just die because it was just so fucking loud and shit. So, and I believe it, man. I mean, I've seen Nuge tons of times in concert. I got to wear earplugs, so
I saw Damn Yankees twice. He was amazing.
Yeah, I kind of wish I would have seen them, man. I never got to see them, dude.
I saw them on the Holy Water tour with the Bad Company, opening up both times.
Yeah,
really good,
cool.
Man.
So that's my number 9.
And for an opening act, they didn't seem like an opening act. So it was like, I think sometimes they were better than Bad Company, but I do love the Brian Howell version of Bad Company also.
Yeah, there was some good songs in that era.
Yeah. Joseph, what's your number 9?
Alrighty, so my number 9 is an album that I've really been in love with for years. It's an album that my dad really got me into when I was younger, and I know this is a band that I just got Jerry really into not too long ago, and that Nazareth, Snaz.
Nice.
Cool, dude.
Amazing live album, 81. So they were kind of moving away a little bit from the some of the really harder rock that they were doing in the 70s. They added some members to the band around this time. They were a 6-piece by this time.
It's over there.
Some great tracks on this album. I mean, just classics: Hair of the Dog, Razamanaz, Telegram, Expect No Mercy, This Flight Tonight. So they're big hits, but also some really cool. They do a cover of Tush. They do They do a cover of Cocaine on here, and they kind of do it like it's like a reggae version of Cocaine. But just so many really great tracks on this album. It's one I've been huge into for years. My dad plays this album all the time, and so this is a really, really, really important live album for me. And it's definitely, it's a little hit or miss when it comes to a lot of Nazareth fans. This is a period where a lot of Nazareth fans say they kind of start to fall off a little bit, but I still think this is still them firing on all cylinders live. It's a great, great live album.
Jerry, you're number 9.
I'm with Al, man. Ted Nugent, Double Live Gonzos, man. I fucking love that album. Another album that we did a review on.
I'll show it again.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, no matter what you think about Ted personally, man, there was nobody that you're never going to outperform Ted on the stage. Nobody's ever going to outperform Ted, regardless. I've seen him several times. He opens up for Kiss a lot. I saw him open up for Crazy Nights, and he just fucking blew Kiss off the stage on that tour, man. Unbelievable energy. Fucking, and this album here is great. I love fucking, he does, Great White Buffalo and Hibernation, from Amboy Dukes, shit like that. Just a fucking great live album, dude. And hats off to Derek Stay Home, man. He doesn't get enough credit either, man. He's a great singer and a good guitar player in his own right, man.
That whole band, dude.
Yeah.
Cliff Davies, great drummer, Rob Grange.
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of this album was filmed in my neighborhood, so kudos for that. And it's a fucking, like I said, I love Ted's music. I can give a shit about what he says personally, but no, definitely a Hall of Famer in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, then I get to Scribble's number 9. He picked Ozzy Osbourne, Speak of the Devil. Now he's getting into some metal here. That's fucking pretty cool. I like that album. I listened to an interview by Butt Kisser Eddie Trunk because he thinks every album is good. Whoever he interviews,
he does.
Because Jerry, he interviewed George Lynch about his new album, which we have a review coming up, which we won't give any spoilers about on Freeform. So Jerry, Eddie liked it.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, that
tells everybody all they need to know.
Interviewers like everything.
They have to, yeah. What are you gonna say? What are you gonna say? Your album sucks dog balls, man. But we're gonna talk about it anyway.
You're not gonna get an interview with somebody and go and say, "So your album sucks." What went into making an album this bad?
I'm just saying that's the first episode that all 4 of us agreed on, and that was Charles Trainor's last episode. So there you go. But I'm not going to say what it is. You'll find out later. But so that was your number 9, Jerry?
Yeah.
So then I gave Scribbles, Ozzy Osbourne, Speak of the Devil, which is a great album. And then I go to mine. This is I was there first day buyer of it because I just saw Bruce Springsteen on a tour. I'm kind of cheating because this is 4 or 5 records here. Bruce Springsteen live 75 to 85. I think it's just a phenomenal box set live album, and it just rules. It's like I hear a storyteller on here. Hear him talking about how he was going to Vietnam, and his dad said the Army's going to get a hold of you and shit. And that rang true to me because I never had a dad. So his dad saying, "Hey, just wait till the Army gets a hold of you." Blah 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 blah. And his dad, he comes home from a weekend when he went to go get his test. For the Army, and they denied him because he's flat-footed. He said, "Where'd you go, son?" He goes, "I went to go get my test for the Army." And he said, "What happened?" "I failed." And he goes, "That's good, son." And that just tears you up how Bruce Springsteen gets that personal. You hear that in a live setting by this guy. This guy, his albums before Born in the USA didn't get the feel of the band. His live albums, my favorite version of Born to Run is on this set. Fucking great, fast version. It has more emotion. I just love 75 to 85. I was first day buyer of that. So what's your number 8, Andy?
Yeah, I was about to say, is anybody watching the Steeler Patriot game?
I'm trying
2
not to.
Was it 2 to nothing?
2 to nothing?
21-18 Patriots.
Okay.
No, but Tommy Shaw is there at the game.
Yeah, Styx did the national anthem.
Okay. All right, because I had to rewind and I said, "Is that Tommy Shaw?" Okay.
Yeah, Styx played the national anthem.
So that quarterback of Pittsburgh's not doing nothing. Then I thought
they gave him a clunker of a game.
Well, the Steelers just scored, so
yeah, it's 21-18 with 10 That's not bad. My next one, I've got Cream Volume 1, live part 1, live part 2, goodbye. But dude, it wasn't until which they're good, but when they had the reunion show, the Royal Albert Hall, this is a badass album, man. You want to hear Clapton go off? This is the one to get. Cream live at the Royal Albert
Oh,
Hall.
I love him with Cream, dude.
Yeah,
I
dude.
don't like him solo that much.
I saw that reunion at Madison Square Garden, dude.
Yeah. How was it?
Fucking dude. I mean, I was seeing Cream was one of the early albums that my brother had in his collection too. And as a kid, I really liked. And I think the one he had was Wheels of Fire, which is a lot of good. It's got good live stuff on there too. And seeing them, I mean, they played those. How many shows they played at Royal Albert Hall? 2, 5, like 5 shows, I think.
Right.
I think it was like 5 shows they played there.
It was 4.
Okay,
yeah.
they played 3 shows at Madison Square Garden, and that was it. They didn't play nothing else, dude. I mean, and I got to see one of the shows. I saw the middle show, and they were just fucking awesome, dude. The only gripe I have is the actual when they played Crossroads. They didn't play the fiery version that's known on the radio. It was a bit more laid back version of it, and that kind of I was like, where's the energy of that one, dude? Because that's like that the one you always heard on the radio was just fucking fire,
Yeah.
Other than that though, but just seeing those 3 guys on stage live for like those few times that because I mean, how long were they apart? Since like 1969 was like the farewell, thing. So it was awesome, man, seeing that. That was like 2005. So that's like fucking going on almost 20 years, man.
Yeah, because this was from 2005.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, the London show was in 05. So
good pick,
right.
brother. Good pick.
What's your number 8, Al?
Ozzy and Randy tribute.
Nice.
I mean, Randy is one of my favorites. You guys know that. And yesterday was his birthday. And I played the hell out of this, man. I mean, I have a CD too. I don't have this on vinyl, but I don't know. My CD's packed away somewhere, so I just grabbed the cassette. But yeah, dude. I mean, when I came out in '87, and I was in full Randy mode, and I had the 2 Ozzy albums, obviously with him, and I was playing guitar already, and I got that. I heard that live solo and shit, dude, and I was just like blown away, man. I was like, it further even cemented him more as one of my heroes. So it just sucks that there's just not more material with him, man. Just
I know. Yeah.
What could have been, man.
I was so happy when they finally released that
Diary of a Madman.
The Diary of a Madman, the deluxe edition with the Ozzy.
I love that live. I might even like that live show even better than tribute. Actually,
it's great. It's so good.
But tribute growing up, I mean, as a teenager, it really just fucking grabbed me, man, and I love that album. So that's my number. What is that? 7,
8
or 8? Okay, 8.
With the music video that they did for Crazy Train.
Yeah,
man.
Ozzy's hair looked weird in that one.
Oh, yeah.
The weird poof.
Yeah, the weird poof.
I'll be right back.
All right, Joseph, what's your number 8?
All right, so my number 8 is a weird phenomenon of one of the greatest live bands of all time, who in their lifetime only put out 2 really shitty live albums. But ever since, they've put out like 8 or 9 really good live albums. Queen, Live at the Rainbow 74.
Nice.
For a band in their lifetime to only put out live killers, which for anyone who's listened to like lots of Queen live shows,
Live in
was the
Montreal
worst
is
tour.
good too.
But that was they didn't put that out until after they broke up.
I know.
That's what I'm saying.
And
When
we
they were
did
together,
we did one that Queen live album on Freeform. What was that one?
What,
Live
Live
at
Killers?
Wembley, wasn't it? It's live at Wembley, wasn't it?
Something we did.
that was another one that they didn't put out until after they broke up.
Yeah, that was a good one too. All right.
So when they were together, all they put out was Live Killers, which was recorded on one of their worst tours, and Live Magic, which was basically live at Wembley if they hacked it to death. It was a 1-disc album that cut a whole bunch of parts out of songs. it cut half. It cut Bohemian Rhapsody in half. It cut the entire middle section out of Bohemian Rhapsody. It was awful. So after Freddie died, they've put out like 8 or 9 really, really, really cool live albums. And my favorite is Live at the Rainbow 1974. It's on
Live at the Bowl. We did Live at the Bowl. Not
Live at the
Bowl.
Bowl, yeah.
Fire. Great live album.
Yeah.
Phenomenal live album. But this one, I have the 2-disc version, which is the best version because it covers 2 tours. It's the Queen 2 tour and the Sheer Heart Attack tour. And so it's one at the beginning of 1974, one at the end of 1974, both at the same venue. So you kind of get to see their evolution throughout that year. And it's a really cool set to see both of those live concerts in full. And I think it's of all the posthumous releases they put out, Wembley, the Bowl, Montreal, this is by far my favorite of all those. So Queen, Live at the Rainbow 1974 is my number 8.
That's a fucking great one.
I just want to say fuck off, Eric RMCP Jordan. Queen rules. Love Dim Titties, Jerry. What's your number at 8?
Another album I think we definitely did it on Freeform. Foghat Live, man.
Yeah.
Nice.
Fucking short and sweet, man. Fucking like 6 or 7 songs, man. Just solid live performances, man. Of some of the greatest tunes, man. Lonesome Dave, man. Tell you, that dude's a fucking underrated vocalist, man. He's a fucking sexy singer, dude, with that voice of his, man. Telling you. Great fucking live album, dude. Fucking incredible. That was one of Charles.
Which album was that? I missed it.
Foghat Live.
Oh.
And he did Queen. Did you hear his Queen album?
Yeah, Queen I did hear.
Okay.
Live at the...
Yeah.
So then Scribble picks is number 8, Everclear 30 Years, Live at the Whiskey. I like Everclear, but I haven't heard that album.
I never knew they had one either.
Live at the Whiskey. I want to hear that because I like Everclear. So then I go for my number 8. This is hard. And then I was going to have Scorpions Worldwide Live, and I said, but then I remember this album just before the show started, Cheap Trick Live at Budokan. I love that album way better than Worldwide Live. Even Worldwide Live's awesome, but I had to change it because I like the full version better. Like Ian Wadley, I can't listen to the
complete
version.
one. Yeah.
It's the best one.
That's a great, yeah.
So that's the one I picked, the one you just put there. I like that full version the best. So then that was my number 8. And we get your number 7, Andy.
Yeah, my number 7 is by one of my favorite artists of all time, which is Neil Young. I could have gone 20 different ways on live albums for him. But the one that I like is not, I love Live Rust, but when this came out, this became my favorite. I'm talking about in 1991, Neil Young and Crazy Horse Weld.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a real good one, dude.
Weld was kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Like an update to a Live Rust.
Yeah.
What's been going on. And this is pure fucking hard rock from beginning to end. It's a double CD too. And it's heavy. Really heavy.
Yeah, Neil and Crazy Horse rip it up on that shit, dude.
Yeah, dude. That's so.
And I grew up on Live Rust, man. My older brother had Live Rust.
Yeah.
I didn't include it in here, but it could have very well been on this list, but love that album. But that's a good Weld. Yeah, it's kind of like a continuation, actually, like kind of that.
Yeah, it's an update.
Yeah.
Is what it is. It's great.
All right.
So
my 8. Oh, yeah, 7?
7.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't for this album, there may have never been a Kiss Alive. I'm talking about Humble Pies, Rockin' the Fillmore, baby. And I've already made it known on like these shows that Humble Pie is really a band I've really come to really love in the last few years, man. And this album should be in everybody's collection. I mean, it's just 4 Day Creep alone. The song that opens up the album, it's just so fucking killer. Steve Marriott is just one of the greatest frontmen of all time. I mean, you could just definitely tell where Paul Stanley got his influence from, where Bon Scott got his influence from.
Oh, wow.
This guy just fucking exuded and just dripped rock and roll attitude, bro. And one of the greatest voices, dude. I don't need no doctor. Come on, man. I mean, just incredible live album. It could actually be higher on my list, but I put it at 7. I wasn't a teenager anymore when I got into this, so this is like one of the lone ones that I remember Humble Pie as a kid, but it wasn't until later on when I really kind of got this album. But I've been doing a deep dive into Humble Pie. I mean, it's such a great band, dude. You know that more people should know.
Yeah.
So that's my 7.
What's your 7, Joseph?
Alrighty, so we were talking about 9/11 earlier. This is a album that was released on 9/11 and was impacted because they had to change the cover artwork of the album because of 9/11.
I know what this is.
In fact, I was watching the DVD companion to this album last week. I posted that on Facebook. Dream Theater, live scenes from New York. Full performance of Metropolis Part 2. Some really, really good stuff from that era of the band. For the rest of it's a 3-disc set. Dream Theater is pretty much known for putting out triple live albums. You got all in a row. You got this, you got Budokan, you got Score, you got Chaos in Motion after that. So just a lot of triple live albums in a row. And so this is by far my favorite. Like I said, full performance of Metropolis Part 2. Best they ever did that album. Plus so many great hits from the first couple albums, and then closing it out with a full performance of Change of Seasons, the only time that they ever did it in full, in order. And so absolutely amazing performance. Check out the CD, check out the DVD as well. It's a great companion to this album. So Dream Theater, live scenes from New York.
I was able to score the original album cover of that with
with the burning
New York
burning
skyline
apple.
and burning apple, because that was released on 9/11 and they took it off the shelves because of that album cover. But I knew somebody that worked at a record store, and I went there like the following day, and because I had this feeling that it was going to get pulled. There was like talk about it, and I went there and they didn't have it on display, and I asked my friend, and he was like, "Yeah, I got it back here," and he sold me a copy of it. So. Yeah, I was lucky. I still have it. I have the CD. It's packed away somewhere, but I have the original cover. Yeah, no, if you're a Dream Theater fan, it's a great one. It's a tour for a great album, man. Scenes from Memory is fucking one of their best, man.
Yeah. So Jerry, what's your number 7?
Joe was just mentioning this band, how he didn't like any of their live albums, but I love Queen live at Wembley, man. I think that's a great freaking.
I love that album too. That was released after the band was done.
Yeah, we did live at the Bowl, and I didn't. I guess that was basically. They were touring for what album? Shit.
That was Hot Space.
Hot Space. There's some terrible songs off that album. Back Chat and shit like that.
Yeah.
Just some horrible fucking tunes.
So
this one had
album,
them all, dude. But this one fucking is loaded with fucking great
live at Montreal, dude.
There's a couple like covers they did on here I didn't really care for, like Tutti Frutti, Give Me Some Love and stuff like that. There you go. But man, what a fucking great live band they were.
Hell yeah.
Incredible. Like I said, poor Eric Carr, man, kind of he died early in the morning, then Freddie died later, and nobody talked about Eric anymore. Kind of sad about that. But yeah, Freddie, man, one of the best front man ever. I don't care what anybody says, in my opinion.
Back then, I didn't even know who Eric Carr was. I heard about Freddie.
He's definitely top. I didn't know top Kiss 5 that much.
Yeah. I knew Eric Carr about 5 years ago.
Even with fucking God, I'm getting old. I'm forgetting who's the singer they got now.
Who? Adam Lambert.
Adam Lambert. I still think they sound pretty fucking good. It's no Freddie, but and they still.
I definitely agree with what Ralph says. If you close your eyes and just listen to him singing, you're great.
He's a perfect, replacement, I think, for Freddie. Get the, same, whatever you want to call it, charisma or whatever you'd like to call it. But yeah, I love Freddie. I miss him a lot. He's one of my favorite frontmen of all time.
The only gripe I have about Adam Lambert, and I think he overdoes the flamboyancy thing.
Yeah.
Freddie
wasn't that flamboyant.
Freddie wasn't that flamboyant, dude.
No.
He was just, yes, there was a certain flamboyance to his performance, but
he wouldn't put a couch on
Lambert
stage and
fucking,
go, whoop, whoop.
I think Adam Lambert just kind of goes overboard with it, but I mean, that's his thing.
Yeah, I wonder if he does that on his own, or they make him do that. I don't know. Maybe
he does it.
sure
He does it on
Oh
his
no,
own.
it's him. It's him.
him.
That's him.
Well, that's kind of cool to let him have free range. You know what I mean? That's kind of cool,
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, and they still bring it live, man.
He had enough free reign that when, like, a couple of years ago, they would play one of his songs live, like
Really?
an original song that he
Oh,
wrote
wow.
and played live.
Okay.
Huh.
That's cool. Then we get to Scribbles number 7, KRS-One, live hardcore worldwide. I have no idea what that.
Oh,
is.
I got that one.
I know
I-
who KRS-One is.
I know
Yeah,
who he
it's-
is. I don't know his music though.
It's Boogie Down Productions, live hardcore worldwide. I have that. I actually have that, and as an old school hip hop head, yeah, it's a good live album, man.
Oh, cool, man. I probably like it then if you like it.
Yeah, I used to have on their debut album, The Blueprint. That was a badass
I
album.
heard of that album, so it must be. Yeah, I've heard of that shit.
Yeah, Boogie Down Productions, man. KRS-One was the.
I've heard of Boogie Down Productions. Yeah,
Well, KRS-One was the leader of that.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, dude, he was like pioneering hip hop, man. Going where hip hop moved into a harder direction. You know, he lyrically, man, his lyrics really are great. You know,
Who's that bridge between hardcore and street and stuff? Like, he's right there in the middle where he kind of was starting to introduce I don't want to call it thug life because he's above that. It was more on the other side of the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So then I get to my number 7, Leonard Skinner, One More from the Road.
Woohoo!
I love that fucking album. So we get to your number 6,
I
Andy.
got a cassette of that for you.
Nice.
I like the way they cross out 4 and put from.
Yeah.
One more from.
And it's okay.
So Andy,
I'm
what's your
sorry.
number 6, man?
Yeah, my number 6 is going to be Rage Against the Machine live at the Grand Olympic.
Oh wow.
Fucking badass album,
Not a
man.
left field.
This was for the Battle of Los Angeles tour.
I like that album.
Yeah. But this is a damn good live album. You can feel the energy coming through your speakers when you throw this on. Fucking great, man. Rage Against the Machine.
What's your number 6, Al?
Well, you know, like I'm gonna throw a little twist in here, but you know, the Allman Brothers Band live at Fillmore. But I'm also gonna, that's an iconic live album. But I'm also gonna throw a little love for this one. This is like a different show from that same kind of era. I got this on Record Store Day a couple years ago. Fillmore East, February of 1970. Fucking come on, fucking Dwayne Allman, dude. I mean, what else is there to be said? You know, him and Dickie were a fucking team, man. You know, and fucking, I love the artwork on this, man. You know, it's just, and Allman Brothers is just they're my favorite. I don't even call them Southern. I mean, I know they're Southern rock, and they kind of spawned the genre, but they transcend that. I mean, they just go into so many genres. They do so many different genres of styles of music. You know, they're one of my favorite bands out of that whole scene. I used to go see them all the time when they would play the Beacon Theater in New York every March, man, March Madness. You know what I mean? So they used to fucking play like 15 shows there, and always sell them all out, dude. And I always told the story. The pinnacle is me sitting on stage watching them, dude. You know, I had the best seats in the house. You know, I mean, I'm this far away from like, you know, Greg Allman and shit. And I met him after the show. He was walking out of the Beacon Theater, and my seat had this sign that was like reserved for best seat, you know, in the house or whatever. It was like so I slapped my backstage pass on there, and he autographed it. And I got mostly all their autographs on it, and I have it somewhere. I have to frame it though, man, because it's really, because Greg Allman's gone, Butch Trucks gone. Butch Trucks,
Yeah.
So he's signed it too. And then I got Derek Trucks on there. I have most of the guys on there. So, but yeah, Live at Fillmore. But I'm going with this one, man. This is a great one too. So
All right.
kind of a companion. I actually don't have the actual classic Live at Fillmore on vinyl. I have it on CD somewhere, but I need to get that on vinyl too. Anyway, that's my number 6.
6. So what's your number 6, Joseph?
Mark, why do you got to go stealing people's thunder? Why do you do it? Why do you do it?
What did I do?
The greatest Southern rock album of all time.
One more.
Sorry.
There you go, man. That is great, man.
My dog
It's
chewed half my cover of that, so I can't break
it's
it out.
amazing.
I'll show my cassette again to show a different format.
And even more amazing than this pressing is the deluxe CD that includes the bonus tracks.
Yeah.
I mean, Simple Man should have been on this album. 100% should have been on this album. And so, I mean, you're never going to beat this album, but that deluxe edition is just so good.
Is
one of my
Simple
favorites.
Is Simple Man on the deluxe?
Yeah.
Okay. I got to pick up that deluxe one then. Is that vinyl, the deluxe one, or is it
No, this is just
the regular version?
Yeah,
Okay.
regular version.
Okay. Cool,
All right.
man.
So Jerry, what's your number 6?
My number 6 is Return to Paradise by Styx.
Nice.
Oh,
I
that's a
forgot
nice
about
one.
that album.
So did I.
It was just so cool that era because they were, reuniting after, a lot of bickering. Of course, John Panazzo was ill and he died, couldn't join the reunion. But man, one of the first bands I ever got into, just in the, just be able to see almost the original band live was something. It moved me just like Kiss, as far as seeing the original Kiss. They were awesome. I mean, I'm not too crazy about what they're doing now. They're kind of ruining their name like Kiss is now, but
They make new music. Crash the Crown rules.
that album sucks. But it was so
Joseph
cool,
disagrees
man.
with you on that one. We already know.
I love that album.
But no,
Thank
man.
you.
I mean, I saw that tour. I saw the Paradise Theater one and the Grand Illusion one they did, and it was just incredible shows, man. And I got the CD. I listen to it quite often still. And so it blows Cotton away, though, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I forgot about that, but I like Cotton It's more memories on that one. But we get to Scribbles number 6, Kid Rock Live Trucker. Of course he picked Kid Rock Live Trucker. But then I get to my number 6, Journey, Not Captured, live in Houston. I love that album.
Yeah.
Escape Tour.
Yeah.
I almost picked that up.
Yeah.
On Monday.
I think I like Captured a little better than that one.
I have that one on vinyl back there.
I love Greg Roll. Greg Roll.
I prefer Captured as well.
I love Capture too, but live in Houston's got Mother, Father, and stuff like that. Come on.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that fucking song. That's why it wins. I love Captured, but I'm taking Journey.
You ever hear Dean Castronova sing that song?
Yeah.
Sounds just like Steve Perry, man.
You
I swear. You sound better than Steve
Joseph
Perry,
turned us on to this right here.
Yeah, that's good, man.
Yep. Fucking great fucking album right here. And Greg Raleigh's pissed off about it. So but
Why?
because he didn't get
He didn't
get
approve
permission. He
selling
didn't approve it.
Ah,
It was
okay.
it was a benefit concert, and the entire agreement was that it was not going to be released for profit.
Oh,
And
Gotcha.
Neil Sean released it for profit and made all the money from it.
He fucked him over again. So what's your number 5, Andy?
My number 5. I know my picks right now have been, a little off kilter, but that's fine. But this one is not off kilter. I think a while back, Al and I did a show. It was our top 10 Thin Lizzy songs, and I was pretty new to Thin Lizzy, but I went ahead and did a crash course, and I deep dove for a week, and I fell in love with this album. And when I was driving back from my mom's on Thanksgiving, A couple of days after Thanksgiving, I jammed this. This is a really great one. Live and Dangerous.
Yeah, dude.
That's a good
By
one.
Thin Lizzy. This is just a non-stop bludgeoning. But also the great thing about Thin Lizzy that I found out during the deep dive is that, man, they sure can write the hell of a rock ballad.
Yeah.
You know, with so much feel into it. And then they can jam out and burn your face.
Yeah.
So Live and Dangerous by Thin Lizzy.
Phil Lynott, man. One of the fucking greats.
So Al, what's your number 5?
I don't have a physical copy of this with me, man, but I'm going Judas Priest Unleashed in the East. I think that's the greatest. If we're talking about metal live albums, that's for me, that's the greatest metal live album. Thank you for showing that, you guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. I hope I didn't steal it. I'm sure I probably stole somebody's thunder, but
Oh yeah.
At least it's not me this time. Thank God.
I'll keep it short though. I mean, well, listen, to me, that's one of the. If we're talking about metal live albums, I would probably be at the top of my list. I'd probably be like number 1, but overall, I'm gonna put it at number 5. And I like the remaster one because it at least adds on 4 more tracks. I always felt like the original was just way too short, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But
it should have been a double live album.
Yeah, I really would wish that they would go into the vaults and like release like the full show, dude. You know, just the whole
Well,
thing.
there's even songs that aren't on the remaster version that they played.
Yeah. I know they played Beyond the Realms of Death. It's not on there. I cannot have that on there. I mean, it's that baffles my mind, but yeah, I'll keep it short now, and just that's a great one. I love it, and one of my favorites. So it's number 5. Judas Priest.
Joseph, what's your number 5?
Yeah. So this is one that was released on home video in the 90s, and everyone immediately said that it's probably the greatest live concert that this band has ever or will ever do.
Oh, wow.
And finally, a couple years ago, they finally listened to the fans and put it out on vinyl in a very overpriced box set that I am very, very grateful to have. Metallica, Seattle 89. One of the greatest live shows pretty much ever.
That's in that live Shit Binge and Purge, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
They finally released it on vinyl in the Justice for All 30th anniversary box set.
Nice.
What a concert. I mean, Blackened.
That may very well be the live peak of that band, dude.
Yes, very much so. And the gatefold vinyl is just awesome. I'll tell you what, Metallica doesn't skimp on their box sets at all. They do a great job. But
they put good shit out, man.
This tour was so phenomenal, and I'm so glad that they finally released this. But just one of the greatest live concerts ever.
Yeah, good pick, dude.
What's your number 5, Jerry?
Number 5, we just talked about it. I was totally impressed when I heard it. It's a new one. I fucking love this fucking album.
Nice.
Fucking love it. It was just so cool to hear Greg sing those classic fucking pre-Perry songs like Look Into the Future and stuff like that. Man, just a great show, dude. I would have loved to have seen that show. I heard they did play in Nashville, and I never, actually, to be honest with you, I never knew it was coming. But man, I would have fucking loved to have seen it, dude. I thought that was so cool to have Neil and Greg back on the stage again.
If Greg is pissed at Neil, then it's not going to happen
it's
anymore.
Not gonna happen again,
no, but still, I mean, it was just so cool, and it fucking sounds amazing, dude. I mean, it really does. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I know it's kind of new, and
that's
I know it's
fine,
probably
man.
It's probably ranked
great
too high.
album.
But man, it was a great package. You got the live CD, the DVD. It's like $12, man. I mean, it was fucking
Joseph's the one who told us about that, and then I go, dude, I told you. I go, get it. Oh fuck, that's a great album though. Great pick, Jerry. And then Scribble goes for Corn Live on the Other Side. Of course, he picks Corn. I like peas and carrots better. I don't know.
What number did I just do?
You did number 5.
All right. Okay, I'm right then.
So then my number 5 is Pink Floyd. Is there anybody out there? The Wall Live 80 to 81.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That is a fucking great live album. I fucking still listen to that all the time. It's
You
like,
know where I picked that up cheap one time. Like I remember it had been out for a while, and then it kind of like disappeared or whatever. And then one day, man, I was in Costco and they used to sell like they had like box sets there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had actually they actually had the deluxe book version of it for
dang.
cheap.
I just
And I
have
was
the
like,
double
shit.
cassette, double CD of it. I bought it when it came out. I still have
Yeah,
it.
there's a double C, but then there's a book version of it, like
Oh, I
this
didn't see
double
that
CD
one.
as well. It's really nice. I don't have it here, man, but and I saw it at Costco and it was real cheap, and I'm like, I'm getting this shit, man. I didn't pick it up the first time around, and then I think like it was like those book versions were like kind of hard to find, man. They had a whole stack of them
I
there.
didn't even know about it.
Kind of surprised me, man. So, but yeah, it's a great. Oh, I love that wall, so that's a great live representation of it. So, good pick.
Yeah, so then we get to your number 4, Andy.
Yeah, my number 4, I'm gonna kind of cheat here for a number of reasons.
Well, you have already done it, so keep going, man. It doesn't
My
matter.
number 4 was going to be Judas Priest, Unleash in the East. And the other day, I was at the record store on Tuesday, and I saw that Journey, capture on the one live in Houston, and I picked it up on vinyl. But then I saw another show from Houston, Judas Priest heading out to Houston.
Oh,
This was for the,
Look at that album cover, man.
right?
Mm.
Yeah,
That looks like AI.
yeah. This is
is that from the Turbo tour?
no, this is a Screaming for Vengeance tour.
Okay, all right. Okay.
This is for the Screaming for Vengeance.
Oh.
So I picked
Was
it up.
that like a live broadcast probably or something, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I got the Us Festival DVD of that from the Screaming for Vengeance.
It's on the deluxe.
The
I have
deluxe.
the
Yeah, I got that
deluxe,
too.
Screaming for Vengeance that has.
It has the DVD of the Us Festival. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool,
Yeah,
man.
it's from a FM broadcast from a show they played in Houston.
Yeah.
It's like Defenders of the Faith. They had the one from Long Beach on there. It's the
Yeah.
deluxe version. Yeah,
Yeah, it's got the date June 8th of 83.
nice.
So they were cranking.
Oh
at
yeah,
that
bro.
time.
That's that. They were like fucking.
They still are.
Yeah,
But at that time, man, shit, man, nothing. They were like fucking a force to be reckoned with, man.
yeah.
Yeah, man. I got
But,
into them late. I saw them like 3 times in the last 5 years. Really great.
That's
band.
still that live album is still
Yeah.
fucking incredible, man. I mean,
It's a great live album.
Unleashed in the East, bro. It's just
I played
but
so
that's
many
more
of
than
those
that.
tracks on netmetalstation.com because Matthew
Yeah.
Warner. But man, we get to your number 4.
well, like I guess a lot of people would think maybe this might be higher on my list, but I'm going with Kiss Alive.
Damn.
But I will cheat and say Kiss Alive and Kiss Alive too.
Yeah.
I'll put the both of them together.
No 3?
I mean, huh?
No 3?
Nah, three's nah. These two.
I don't. What is the big problem with Kiss Alive?
No,
3?
I do. No, I like Alive.
It's just
3.
not
It is
as
it.
good.
I think it sounds great. I mean, I
Yeah,
really do.
It does sound
I mean,
good.
they do a lot of the like revenge songs on which I don't like, but man, songs
Yeah.
like fucking the Creatures of the Night and shit like that, that sound fucking.
Oh no, they
amazing,
do a lot
dude.
of the good '80s stuff, man, on there. Then obviously after this stuff, but I mean these two, man, look at that, bro. You
Yeah.
know, just fucking iconic. But I'm gonna put both of them at number 4 because to me they just kind of go together. I had both of them growing up, and iconic.
I'm gonna go ahead and whenever I have time, I want to listen to 1, 2, and 3 because I got all 3 of them. I got
Yeah. The 3 is good too, man.
3's good.
CD.
I got
It's
that.
I
I got
kinda-
that's what got me into Kiss after Ace Frehley because I got 3 from Columbia House because I needed to pick something, so I picked Kiss Alive 3.
I kind of liken it. I kind of compare it like, let's just say the Godfather movies. Godfather.
Oh
1
yeah, Godfather 3's okay.
I don't hate, and I don't
Yeah.
hate 3, but
Neither do I.
3's all right. But the 1 and 2 are iconic.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So
true.
that's my pick. My number 4.
What's your number 4, Joseph?
Hopefully, I'm stealing Mark's thunder one, and I really, really hope I am. If this is not on your list, you can take down that poster on your wall.
You fucking son of a bitch. Sorry.
I mean, one of the absolute greatest live albums of
You
all
think
time.
you stole just Mark's thunder?
I know, right?
Specifically, Mark, for stealing my thunder earlier.
Well, I
And-
didn't think that he
out
was going to pick
To you two,
Leonard
when you see my number one, you'll know.
Okay.
And my number two actually, but I mean, this is probably, and this kind of falls into the phenomenon of, could this have been a triple live album? Why
Yes.
couldn't they have just put a triple live album out? I mean, I think people still would have bought it. I mean,
That's the album.
there's so they left off.
Since
of
you
this.
stole my thunder, I'm replacing that album with another album now. There you go.
What different stages?
No.
That's the
um,
first Rush album I ever got, dude. That one right there.
yeah, I mean, so
That,
many. I mean,
that was my number one. Now something else is my number one. I'm taking that away.
Why?
I figured it would be. Just so many like
Because there's so many good
Definitive-
Rush live albums. so I got
definitive
number one.
versions of so many Rush songs on this. I mean,
Yeah.
Xanadu on this album. Need I say more? I mean,
Oh.
La Via Stranciato on this album. So many amazing tracks. And I love that they even went back to the early stuff, pulled out Beneath, Between, Behind. So many great, just covering the period. And I wish they would have covered Farewell to Kings and Hemispheres a little bit more on this. And that's why I think it could have really benefited from a third disc. So Rush,
Right.
Exit Stage Left.
Jerry, so what's your number four?
Great pick.
Great
My
pick.
number
yeah.
four is
Made me change my pick. Thank you.
You're talking about a band that gets a lot of talking on our web page or our fucking group chats nowadays.
Extreme?
But a lot of hate for this band for some reason. At least era of the band lately I've seen on Facebook. But there's no
Yeah.
denying this fucking album rules, dude. Fucking
Yeah,
Light Up
the
the
album
Dead
rules. It's awesome.
fucking rules, dude.
Yeah.
Power Slave.
Remember what
Tour.
remember what I said? I had that, but I knew you were gonna pick it, so I changed.
But
Yeah.
this
I
is
prefer that
fucking
one.
Awesome.
prefer
thing,
it
dude.
is.
I prefer
Look.
that one more.
There's no wrong answer, in my
Yeah.
opinion, to Iron Maiden. I'm sorry. No fucking wrong
But
answer.
that one right there, dude. Oh,
That's the right answer. That one's the right answer.
What about the one
That
from
I would have
Hammersmith?
I would have accepted Beast over Hammersmith. I would have
Beast over
accepted Beast over
Hammersmith is
Hammersmith.
great too.
It's before Bruce's voice went to shit.
Yeah.
Because you can defend Live After Death as much as you want. Bruce,
Dude, I
sounds
fucking like Blaze
awful
Bailey
on
era
most of
made.
it.
That's what kind of Maiden
You're
card
just
I am. All
insane
right.
on that one, Jerry.
Why?
He sucks.
Yeah,
didn't fit
his songs
the
were
band.
great. Some of his songs are good, and the ones they
Really?
do live, Bruce sings better. I get that.
Well,
but
I
still.
heard
I just
these.
I wish
three-
they'd
I
stop
heard
doing them.
these guys talk about those. Yeah, they don't like Bruce singing any Blaze songs. So there you go.
I don't like Bruce singing
Look at
Paul
that.
songs either. What's
Look
your
at that
point?
fucking album cover, dude. Look at that fucking album cover.
It's
That
a
is
great
just
album
badass.
cover.
If it weren't
Oh, the album
much like
cover rules.
much like most of Maiden's discography, if it weren't for that album cover, nobody would ever own that album.
Not true
I
at all.
like-
I
man.
like it. I like
The
it.
album's awesome, I think.
I like it.
I think the stuff on side 4 is really good. The stuff that was recorded in England is really good. The first 3, all the Long Beach stuff, Bruce just sounds so good.
Scream for me, Long Beach. What are
I
you talking
love that
about? I
album.
think it sounded
It's-
good.
I love it. So then we get
Disagree
to
with you.
then we
Respectfully.
get the Scribbles number 4. He picks Doc and Beast from the East. It's a good pick, Scribble. I like that one. I just think I think it should be recorded a little bit better. It's kind of muddy, even with the Rock Candy version. It's still not well produced.
I love that Dokken album though.
It's
Mitch.
good, but it's not well produced though.
No.
It's pretty muddy. Even with the Rock Candy did remaster, it still made it a little better, but it's not that well recorded.
Is the Rock Candy version a double CD, like the full show?
No.
Yes.
It is.
Yes.
All right. Because I remember the original CD they cut. They cut a
Yeah.
few songs from it. That's why I bought the cassette because it had their full show on.
Yeah. I used to
Yeah,
have
the
that
Rock-
too.
The Rock Candy has both discs.
Well,
Good. Maybe one day I'll pick that up. I don't have the CD version of it, so
All right.
I take the vinyl of the Beast from these.
So we did a review of a live album by this band. I think it was what was that album, Jerry, by Led Zeppelin we did?
Song remains the same.
Song remains the same. And yeah, I didn't pick that one
Good.
because I think this one is the best. Either this one or Live at the BBC. But I picked How the West Was Won by Led Zeppelin as my number 4. A lot of stuff recorded in LA too on that album. Fucking love it.
Yeah, it's a great live album.
Fucking
Man.
great. That or Live at the BBC. It's my favorite Led Zeppelin live albums. But Jerry, any thoughts on that, man?
What?
How the West Was Won.
It's a great fucking it's Led Zeppelin, dude. Enough said.
All right, man. So then we get to your number 3, Andy.
The Patriots just beat the Steelers.
Oh,
Yeah, we're
shit,
not
I
going to
saw
talk
that.
about it.
He's a Steel fan, dude. Calm down.
Well, you know which way I was going on that game.
I put up
Uh-huh.
a meme about the Browns. Don't do that. It's too soon. Go ahead.
No, I needed the Steelers to lose. A lot of people.
I know you did.
A lot of people talk about Nirvana's Unplugged live in New York. Not me. Nirvana from the muddy banks of the Wisconsin. Whoo, this album rocks from beginning to end. Pure fucking whatever they were doing at the time. This was for the In Utero tour, and man, they fucked it up. So Nirvana, my number 3.
All right, Al. What's your number 3?
No questions. All right, cool.
Ah, yes.
Live at Budokan.
I do love the complete version, man. But I do have this once in a while, like I do love to bust this one out, and the original version.
That's my only Japanese vinyl I have is Live at Budokan. Sounds really good.
Yeah, man. I mean, what more can be said about it? Cheap Trick's one of my favorite bands. Iconic live album that put them on the map. Still a great live album.
Arguably the best live band in my opinion, dude.
They're still a great live band, fucking to this day, dude. I mean,
they really are.
I hate to see them opening. I want to see them headlining, so I always try to get headlining shows with them.
Yeah. I prefer that as well, man. I mean, because when they open, it's just, you're getting 40, 45 minutes.
Yeah,
if you're lucky, so.
It's like they opened for Foreigner. I said, fuck them. Fuck Foreigner. Fucking Foreigner, you go 40 minutes. Give me 2 hours of Cheap Trick.
Last time I saw them, they played the South Florida Fair. And they were on for like 3 hours, man. They were fucking just bombastic. They had Todd Howard on the keyboards, man. It was a fucking kick-ass show, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
Budokan, bro.
Yeah, great fucking album. Great pick.
All right, Joseph, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is the album that caused the name Punky Meadows to forever be known in music infamy.
Fucking great one, dude.
Yeah.
Yes.
Zappa in New York.
New York.
Any album that opens with a song called Titties and Beer.
Yeah.
Gotta love them titties.
Love them titties.
Yeah, I loved him titties.
Love them titties. Love that beer, devil. I mean,
fucking great.
This is great lineup of Zappa's band. He pulled in a bunch of session musicians. He pulled in like half the SNL band on horns for this album.
Nice.
This was right around when he was on SNL for the first time, so he pulled in a bunch of the SNL musicians. He brought Ruth Underwood back on percussion for this album. I mean, great lineup. He had Terry Bozzio on drums, of course, Punky's Whips with Terry Bozzio on vocals. Yeah. Just such a great lineup at this time. People that would go on, basically 3/4 of Missing Persons is on this album.
I love Missing Persons.
So many amazing musicians throughout Zappa's history, but particularly this time period. And just such a great, the Black Page on this album and Purple Lagoon, and just so many great instrumental pieces on this album, as well as the more kind of comedy leaning vocal pieces as well. I mean, just a great mix. I mean, Zappa had put out so many amazing live albums. I almost went with Roxy and Elsewhere as well. Probably my favorite lineup of any band Zappa ever had. Just so many great musicians, and this was from two years earlier than this one.
I saw Dweezil live do that one.
Yeah, I wish I could have seen that tour. I saw him do Hot Rats all the way through.
Yeah, I I saw Dweezil about 10, 11 times, dude. I mean, like, just
Amazing, amazing shows. I mean, his band is very faithful to the music of Frank.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he's not. I'm just kind of saddened that he's not touring like now. I mean, for now, he's not touring because I heard him on a podcast. He does a podcast, and he was talking about, like, he just can't tour because he can't make money, dude. It's just like the way the economy is right now for him to tour. He's lucky if he breaks even, man. You know what I mean? And he doesn't want to charge up the ass for tickets either. It's
he hasn't played a single show since COVID.
I know.
Wow.
But I'm glad I got to see him. I saw him a bunch of times, and I saw the first tour he did when he first started doing it. And I mean, he had all the heavy hitters on that one, man. He had fucking Steve Vai, he had fucking Bozio, yeah. Oh yeah, dude. He had all.
I just been getting it. I got into Sampa because of Ian Wadley when he gave me that album. I bought the CD Zoodalurus. Fucking amazing shit.
Yeah.
Me and Lee did one with the Valley Girl song on there. That's a great album too.
Freaking Napoleon Murphy Brock on this on the first tour.
And I saw him there. Yeah. He had a lot of those Zappa alumni. So yeah, good.
You can't do that on stage anymore.
Oh yeah,
four volumes of that.
6 volumes.
6, okay.
Yeah, 12 discs.
Oh shit.
Yeah, dude. They've been putting out like really good stuff, man. Like that.
Oh yeah. I'm getting a ton of them for Christmas. A bunch of the Philly 76 show and the Hammersmith show. And,
dude, we need to review another Zappa album on Freeform, man. I love Zappa.
Philly 76.
Yeah, I have that
with Miss Bianca on it.
Yeah.
I would like to hear the Fugger's version, what he thinks of Zappa. That'd be funny. But Jerry, what's your number 3, man?
Kiss Alive. I mean, I'll put both of those together. I wouldn't put both of them together just for the fact that they're both touched up a lot, especially Alive too. I mean, they never even did Tomorrow and Tonight live, I don't think.
No.
So
basically studio album.
Yeah, and I do like the studio tracks on side 4, except for that Dave Clark 5 song. What's it? Any Way You Want It, I think it is.
Yeah.
Don't like that song. But Kiss Alive, man. I mean,
yeah, it's like
great. It really is, dude. I mean, they were so much on fire back then. They were black and white. You know what I mean? Fucking A. I mean, they were just incredible live band back then, and something they've lost. Well, no, they're not good live anymore. They haven't been in 20 years, but that's definitely one of my favorite live albums of all time.
Nice. So then I go to Scribble.
Sorry, I'm getting kind of tired. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go, man. Slayer, Scribble number 3, War at Warfield. I don't know that shit.
Yeah.
War at Warfield.
Great.
And then I don't know it. But then I go to my number 3. I'm kind of cheating on this one because I almost picked Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers live at the Plantation because that's like one of my favorite live albums of all time. But then this came out live at the Fillmore, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. This is a fucking great box set from 1997. This is one of my favorite live albums of all time. I love the anthology that you picked also. Yep. There's not a bad Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers live album. He has never put anything out bad. One of the few artists that everything he puts out fucking rules. So that's my number 3. So what's your number 2, Andy?
Yeah, my number 2 is going to be the Black Sabbath reunion show. This is produced so damn good. It's so awesome to hear this album. When they reunited back in, I guess, 05, I think.
Yeah.
Is that where the show's from?
99.
No, the show's from 97.
Yeah, 97. Yeah, 97. 97.
Yeah, this was also recorded in Birmingham.
Yep.
Well, nice. So what's your number 2, Al?
All right. Well, I know the consensus is How the West Was Won is the the better live album, but I still got to go with this because growing up, this was so. My older brother played this, and as a kid, I was just, and he took me to midnight showings of the movie, dude, and just being a little kid and seeing Jimmy Page up there, bro, and on the big screen, I'm like saying to myself, that is the coolest fucking guy in the world, bro, and I want to do what he does, you know. But this album was so ingrained into my childhood, man, growing up, that I have to put it. I mean, I know they have better live albums. I know How the West Was Won and BBC Sessions. They're considered better, but I still hold this one in high regard. It's just such a fucking growing up, man. Listen to this, loved it. So I still have to include it. It's my number 2.
What's your number 2, Joseph?
Alrighty, so my number 2 is technically an album that people have mentioned a lot so far, and that's Kiss Alive. It's my number 2. Love this album so much, but I'm going to use this slot to instead give some love to a severely underrated album, one that I don't hear people talk about nearly enough. Kiss Unplugged.
Yeah, Unplugged. Yeah, love it.
This.
Everybody licks that album's ass.
But I mean, like outside of like our community, I mean, like people talk, oh, Kiss Alive is like the greatest thing ever. I think this is right up there with it.
I hear more about
It
that
is
album
good.
than Kiss Alive.
I mean,
though.
this
that Unplugged
is
show's incredible, dude.
Yeah.
It was.
I mean, the set list, and they pulled out so many. The last time
Yeah.
they really got kind of deep with their set list.
I mean, it was cool. Even without Ace and Peter there,
Yeah.
the fucking set list was cool with Bruce and
Oh,
Eric.
yeah.
I mean, it was still cool.
I mean, the first 3 songs on this album are Coming Home, Plastercaster, and Going Blind. Like,
Yeah, great.
when has Kiss ever played a set list like that? Ever. And they all sound so good on this album. It's just, it proved, I think it kind of proved to people that Kiss actually is a musically really good band, at least was in 1995. So MTV Unplugged. I love showing this off because I got it before it went out of print again.
what do you guys think of the Symphony one?
I love it, honestly.
I do too. Yeah.
I thought love is a strong word. I like a lot of it. I think there's some songs that it made sound really cool. In fact, I'm pretty sure the version of God of Thunder on the Symphony album is my favorite version of God of Thunder. It makes that song sound so freaking menacing.
Right.
It's so good. Some of the songs just sound stupid. But I think the second little like acoustic set they did pales in comparison to MTV Unplugged. But a lot of like when they actually bring the orchestra out with the full electric band, I think it sounds really good.
All right, Jerry, you're number 2, man.
Oh, it's my turn? I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
number
I'm
2.
I'm
Wake
half
up,
dead here.
wake
My
up.
number 2 is Pink Floyd's Pulse.
That's a good one. I
You know,
have
Pink
that.
Floyd's one of my favorite bands, and just to be able to see them live, you know, in that I got to see the very first show of that actually in Miami, and it was just fucking blew my mind. Yeah, people get on the Roger Waters thing. It's not Pink Floyd without Roger Waters.
Yeah, it is.
Roger Waters left. The other guys did it, and it was a fucking incredible show, doing the whole Dark Side of the Moon. I mean, straight through. I mean,
I saw that tour.
fucking incredible show, dude. And they started out with Astronomy of the Mind, man.
Yeah.
Just all their hits plus they One of These Days, which is like one of my favorite instrumentals of all time. Great. They sounded great. And I almost put I was going to put David Gilmour's two live albums with it because he's fucking awesome by himself too, his shows. But I think Pulse is a little bit. Pulse is but just to have David, Rick, and Nick playing live and seeing them live meant a lot to me. So that was my number 2. It's a great live. I listen to the album every now. I still got the one. It still got the little red light. Still beeps.
Oh, really? Your light still works?
Yep, still works. It's got a fucking.
This has a red light. I took out the battery so it didn't like.
Dude, that thing's huge.
This is
What
the
is
new
that?
box that they released.
Oh, I got that. Okay, never mind. I thought that was the Live 8 thing at first.
No.
Live 8 thing. Okay.
Live 8.
Or
Yeah, I
Live
got
8.
that. Yeah.
All right. So Scribble's number 2 is Megadeth. That One Night in Buenos Aires. So that's his number 2.
I have that on DVD.
I like Megadeth. They're cool. So my number 2, where's my list here? My number 2 is I have the vinyl back here. I just got lazy and didn't bring it out. One of the best live albums I've ever heard in my life, and it wasn't with Bruce Hall. It was REO Speedwagon live. You get what you play for. Fucking love Gary Richrath.
Yeah, he's on fire in that album. He fucking shreds on
Oh
that.
God.
Yep.
Great live album. I love Bruce Hall when he did live albums with him too, but that album is just so raw. Fucking full of heart. I love that album. So live would get what you play for, and then we get to your number one, Andy.
Yeah,
quick,
my
though.
number one. I don't have.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Joe.
I wanted to give a quick plug to the REO Speedwagon early years box set. The first official release in America of You Get What You Play For, both full discs. They when they first put this out on CD, they cut like a couple songs from it. They cut the guitar solo, and they finally, when this box set came out, they released the full album on CD in America for the first time. And this box set is awesome. So I just wanted to give a quick shout out for that.
Oh shit. I got the vinyl and I got the CD, but the CD is cut, I think. So what's your number one, Andy?
Yeah, my number one. I don't have the cover anymore because I've lost it in between here and there because I bought this the week it came out. But I do have the CD and I still jam it. Pearl Jam's Live on Two Legs.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a badass one. That is my number one because it has been a favorite of mine for a very long time. So they also came out with Live on 10 Legs, like part 2 of it, but it was okay. Not like this. This was for I think it was for Yield.
Yeah. That's the first. That's the first tour. That's the first time I ever saw them live.
Yeah.
I like all those live albums they just kept releasing. That was pretty cool too.
Yeah, like the bootleg version. Yeah, like the bootleg series.
Yeah.
And there's so many of those, but I have to go with an actual release.
Yeah.
Release. So I went with Live on Two Legs.
So what's your number one, Al? I'm glad I changed mine.
The album that got me into that. I mean, but I can also go with this too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I could have did that one too.
I'm gonna cheat and put both of them, man. Fuck it.
Oh.
This is the first album by Rush I ever bought. It's what started my fanaticism with them, and then but you know what, man, this fucking album just fucking bludgeons, bro. It's just so good, so raw, but they're just so heavy on there and just killing it, But I love both of them, man. So I'm just gonna put both of them equal as my number one. I mean, everybody knows I'm a huge Rush fan, so it's gotta be number one. So that's my number one.
What's your number one, Joseph?
Well, Al, I guess all's fair. It's in Love and War. I stole your number one, and you stole my number one. So,
Unleashed in the
Judas
East.
Priest, Unleashed in the East.
Yeah, there you go.
My absolute favorite live album of all time. Like I said earlier, I wish it was a double live album. I think that you just can't get enough of this. But even for just like a tight, compact one album, it just hits you and does not let you go.
Yeah.
I mean, just what an album. I mean, Exciter, Victim of Changes, Genocide, Tyrant, just so many great. The Ripper on this album is phenomenal. Just a band hitting cylinders. I mean, I will always say that this is the quintessential lineup of this band. I think that the Unleashed in the East lineup with Les Binks is my favorite.
The best.
And it's a culmination of my favorite era of this band. I don't think they ever topped this afterwards. I don't think any band ever topped this live.
Wow.
Yeah. Fucking awesome, man. I think Beyond the Realms of Death was actually, there was a live B-side. It was a version that was a B-side for something that came
to
shows. Yeah. So I don't understand how they can't compile and just come out and fucking put a deluxe version out of it, man.
And it's the only time I think the only time that version of Beyond the Realms of Death was ever released on CD was some weird Japanese thing.
Yeah.
Like it was like a weird Japanese compilation or something.
Yeah. So
all right, Jerry, what's your number one, man?
I'll give anybody an Attaboy sticker if they can pick what a number one live album is.
Hold on.
Yours?
Yeah.
It's got to be Zeppelin.
Zeppelin.
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, what Al said, going to the midnight showings on it. I remember sneaking down, on school nights to watch it on the movie channel at midnight. I just got down there and watched the titty movies on Cinemax, and this was always on, man. Just watching Jimmy, man. That's what I fucking wanted to be, man. I wanted to be fucking Jimmy Page, dude. He was so fucking cool. I mean,
he just exuded cool, man.
I mean, I love the little, like in the movie, I like the little fucking films they did, how it starts out, they're all getting the tour dates, this and that or whatever. And,
the fantasy
Robert Plant on his horse.
Yeah. And then Jimmy Page with the fucking laser eyes or whatever. It was fucking as a young kid who loved rock and roll, and that's what I wanted to be, was fucking Jimmy Page, man. Wow. And this album still, I love it still. I mean, it's Out of the Western one better, probably sounding, but this one means so much more to me.
Yeah, I grew up on that, man.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, but yeah, easily my number one.
You might not be Jimmy Page, but you're big sexy though, bro.
That's true, man. I love them titties, so yeah. I mean, who didn't want to be Jimmy Page? I mean, come on, man. I mean,
I know,
one
dude.
of the coolest motherfuckers.
Dude, when I saw him in that dragon suit with the bow,
that picture with the bow, man, it's just like,
oh my god, no, but seeing that on the big screen, midnight show, and my older brother taking me, and just during Days of Confusion when he's doing that, he's the fucking coolest thing I've ever seen in my life, dude. And I'm like, I want to, with his Les Paul slung down low, and no wonder Joe Perry and Slash and all, just fucking, he was the man,
He makes the theremin cool. I mean, he's just an awesome fucking, just iconic fucking legendary. That's why he's always gonna be my favorite guitar player.
Yeah. Well, he didn't make theremin as cool as Tesla did. So.
Oh yeah, Edison.
I don't know, man. Jimmy made it pretty cool, man.
I know. I was making a joke.
He was doing those dances. He was doing those dances, and
Edison's medicines.
I had to get a Tesla dig on Mark. I was gonna say. If Mark would have said something about what shirt I was wearing, I was going to say, well, I guess my 5-man acoustical jam shirt's in the laundry. So
why would I say something about your Kiss? That's a good album. I'm wearing This Is My Whiskey Drinking shirt.
Because you usually tease us if we try to spoil our picks, and my shirt is a Kiss Alive shirt. So
it's fine.
I was gonna, but I had to get my Tesla joke in.
That's cool. But then Scribble's number one is Metallica, Live, Shit, Binge, and Purge. So he picked the whole set. So
he cheated.
You guys have all been cheating through this shit. My number one pick was fucking Exit Stage Left.
Just hold the 5 live albums, bro.
Yeah.
How'd you know? Well, I got 3. The first, because this has a lot of special memories to me because of my first concert.
I do love that one too, man. Actually, I do love that one, man.
I had the VHS tape of this too. My first live, I saw Hold Your Fire.
The only Rush CD I do not own.
And then Live at Rio, fucking rules. And then R40. And then Exit Stage Left, and then All the World's a Stage, whatever. Snakes and Arrows Live.
Different stages.
I do love different stages, man. I love that,
Yeah, man.
The 78 Hammersmith show in there is fucking.
Oh yeah, the Pink Pop one they have too. I got
great, they put out a lot of great stuff, man.
All right, man. Jerry, you're gonna fucking fall asleep here. We need to get the fuck out of here.
I've been up since 4:30, man. I'm sorry.
Can I quickly go through my honorable mentions?
Oh yeah, you do your honorable mentions. That's why I was going. We're done with the list now. So honorable mentions, Joseph.
So one that I think Scribble mentioned on his list. Speak of the Devil.
Yeah.
Definitely way better than Live Evil.
Brad Gillis fucking rips. Oh yeah.
Brad Gillis rips on this album. Ozzy sounds great too. Twisted Sister live at Hammersmith. Love this album. Love this one. Journey Captured. I prefer it to Houston.
Yeah, I do too.
Speaking of John Lennon earlier in this proceedings, Elton John Here and There, featuring John Lennon's last ever live performance in New York City in 1974, playing with Elton John. Great show. Love this. It's the deluxe edition. It's a two disc set that it has 2 full concerts on it. Great set. Mark, close your ears real quick. Sabotage, Ghost in the Ruins. love this. It was a tribute to Chris Oliva, so don't say anything, Mark. It's a tribute album.
That's cool.
Really, really great recordings from between like 87 and 90. So it's like Hall of Mountain King and Gutter Ballet tours. Really, really good live versions. Emerson, Lake and Palmer, welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. Great triple live album. Yep. Killer version of Carnival 9 on here. Full version of Tarkus on here as well. Great live album. And my last honorable mention, I'm surprised no one picked anything by this band. Motorhead, Everything Louder Than Everything Else. I pick it over No Sleep Till Hammersmith just slightly. I love this era of the band. It's the late 90s, so Lemmy, Phil, and Mickey, just some great stuff pulling. I think this was on might have been the Snakebite Love Tour, I think. There's so many great tracks on this. So those are my honorable mentions.
Al, any honorable mentions?
I'll pick Kinks, One for the Road.
I got that one, rules.
That's got a cool poster.
I love this one, man. This is a great one too.
I gotta check to see if I have a poster of mine.
Scorpions Worldwide Live. But I love Tokyo Tapes too. And I don't have a copy of that here, so I could throw both of them in there. I do love the Nirvana Unplugged in New York. I do love this is, to me, this is like it's Nirvana in acoustic format. I mean, to me, I know you picked live for the Muddy Banks of the Whisker or whatever, but that shows the other side of them, which I thought was great too. And I absolutely love this sound. Pat Travers live, Go For It.
Boom.
Hey, aren't we doing a review of that soon, Jerry?
This is another
snorting whiskey, drinking cocaine.
No, snorting whiskey's not on here. That would come on the next studio album after this.
No, I'm just saying Pat Travers. We're talking. We're going to do a Pat Travers album.
Yeah, you picked your live album.
It was that one. It was that one. Yeah.
That one.
But dude, Tommy Aldridge on here, Pat Thrall, Morris Cowling, rest in peace, and Pat Travers is just so firing, so killer, man. And this is another one of those live albums that I wish was a double album. It's just kind of short.
Yeah,
it's only got 8. It's got 8 songs on it, but the 8 songs just fucking are awesome. They rock, and this is definitely, if you don't have this live out, if you don't have anything by Pat Travers, get this, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
yeah.
I was supposed to see him a week and a half ago, but I was sick and I couldn't fucking go.
I was gonna go see them.
Really looking forward to seeing him.
Yeah, I was gonna go see him last week, but then I never ended up going. Man, I just had too much to do. So, but I've seen him twice live. Man, he's killer. So
there's one album I forgot to mention that I was gonna put on the list, but as great as it is, I have some issues with it, and that is Blue Oyster Cult, On Your Feet or On Your Knees.
Great one too.
I think it's a double album, but it's a really short double album. And I think it could have been a lot longer. You look at some of the set lists from that tour, from the Secret Treaties tour, they're playing so many great songs that were not on that live album. I mean, Career of Evil, Flaming Telepaths, Astronomy, so many great songs from those first 3 albums that weren't on that live album. And that live album sounded so great. I wish they would have included more tracks, made it like a triple album. It would have been so much better, I think. And they have those 2 stupid covers at the end that they could have easily cut off the album and put more original tracks on there.
Yeah.
All right, Andy, any mentions?
Yeah, I'm gonna go through them real quickly. I bought a couple on Tuesday. I showed you all the Judas Priest already, but I'll get to those in a minute. These I've had for a while. This one was not authorized by the band, but it's awesome. Smashing Pumpkins, the live Divine. This was taken during their Melancholy tour. Also, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Double Trouble, Live Alive.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
He burns through there. This one was another radio broadcast that was done April 28th, 1981. Iron Maiden, Killers United.
Yeah.
This is with Paul Di'Anno.
Yeah.
This was during the Killers.
I like that album cover.
Of course. Yeah, dude, the album cover is cool. And also the album itself, it's got it in the middle part.
Oh,
It's got Eddie as the mummy on the
cool.
middle part. And I shared the Judas Priest. Also, this came out as well, and I grabbed it on Tuesday. It's Neil Young live at the UCLA um, campus. I've got this actually on a bootleg that I had found years ago, but now Neil Young went ahead and released his own version, part of the New York part of the Neil Young archives that he's been putting out since the past few years. And then my wife gave me archives of volume 2
Oh,
for
wow.
my birthday, and that's got like 10 albums from just a short period of 74 to 77, and there's several live albums on there too. So man, I got a lot of shit to listen to. And then in the mail I got I bought a triple pack CDs by Deep Purple, some albums I didn't have. It was like the Battle Rages
None
on.
of you picked Made in Japan.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna pick that one, but I got
picked
into that
it.
live
I
album much
picked it.
later on.
You picked it? Oh yeah.
Yeah, you talked about it. So those are my live albums and shit. I gotta look.
I'll
Get
go
in.
through. I'll go through a few of mine. Yes, Oingo Boingo Farewell.
I got that one.
Duran Duran Arena. Doc and Beast from the East. Peter Frampton Comes Alive, and any Rush album ever. Like Live in Toronto. That's pretty good. But Jerry, any mentions, man?
All the ones you guys just said.
Jerry wants to go.
All right, man. That was the show. Make sure like, subscribe, and give us a thumbs up. I would like to, Jerry, you want to say the goodbyes, man?
Yeah, man. Go ahead and promote your stuff, you two, man. You guys got a good thing going, Andy and Al.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, this Tuesday is going to be my pick, and we are going to be ranking the tracks from Neil Young and Crazy Horse. Everyone knows this is nowhere. The idea came to me because Eddie Canastrossi messaged me and asked if we had done anything with this album. I said, well, we will now. So he's going to be on there. Will Toast is going to be on there, and of course, the host of the show, Al. So us four are going to be doing that one. So we're going to be ranking the tracks on Everybody Knows This Is Nowhere, which is the debut album with Crazy Horse. So yeah.
Cool. Joseph, what do you got going on, man?
Not much. No. Doing a couple shows with you guys soon, I think. But other than that, not really much going on right now. So keep checking out all the stuff that these guys are doing. They all do some great stuff. Like Mark said earlier, subscribe to their YouTube channel. They do some great stuff on there. And as I always say, buy physical media. It's what keeps these bands afloat. All these albums we mentioned today. If there's albums you haven't heard that we all talked about that you'd be interested in, go buy them. Really, it's what keeps these bands putting out music.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, like I said, like, share, and subscribe. And also next week we're doing we're gonna be on Tuesday because we wanted Andy to be on there. So we're doing our pick one album from 80 to 91 as your favorite album from each year. So if any of you guys want to be, Al, if you want to be on there, Joseph, if you want to be on there, let us know.
Like Thursday?
It's be Tuesday.
Oh, Tuesday. Okay.
Yeah, be Tuesday.
I'll let you know.
All right, man. Let us know. And man, thank you guys for being on the show, and let's get the fuck out of here, man.
Just one more thing that I want to add. If I can just plug one more thing.
Oh, go ahead.
Ever since Al became my co-host on the Blackspinner Circle, there's going to be some changes going on in there. We're going to add segments and different things. We're going to add different things to the show. So there's going to be quite of changes going on, and I'm very excited to show what they're going to be.
Cool.
So that's it.
Nice. And also check out the Freeform Rock podcast tomorrow. We have Joseph on there. Genesis Trick of the Tail. I think it's a 50-50 review. So check it out.
That's
Charles,
putting it nicely.
Yeah, it's putting it nicely, right?
If I was going to be on there, I would have tipped it to the favorable part. I love that album. Yeah.
All right, man.
They go off on that album. It's awesome.
check us out. We got a new co-host, the Mooger Fooger, has been on here. He'll be guesting on here once in a while. So Jerry, man, thank you, man. You fucking rule. Take us out, Jerry, man.
All right, everybody, man. Y'all take care. Love having you guys on, man.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks a lot.
I'm sure I'll see you guys before Christmas, but if I don't see any before Christmas, Merry Christmas and all that jazz. Be healthy. Take care, man.
You too, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Take care. Thanks
Have a
for
good
having
night.
me.
Cheers.
Later.